right, I think we're rolling up here. We're about 10 minutes early here so far. Anyway. All right, I think we're rolling up here. We're got to turn the volume off on the other chat feed. All right, so welcome to the new channel. This is the Not So Lively Live Chat, the first one to air on the Duke Frazier Productions live stream channel, as you all should be fully aware. Anyway, the guests tonight are going to be, I think Dustin Weiniger is going to join us here here in a few minutes. I hope. I sent him a link. He said he was interested in doing it. And then Plowboy's Ghost is supposed to be joining us here shortly. Been sending him an email trying to get this thing figured out so he can join in. And then I don't know. I sent an invite to Santee, so we'll see if Santee joins us here tonight. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and read in through the comments. Looks like the comments have been they've been live for a while. I've been watching them here before we went live. But Pat Putnam says, "Oh, hi, you didn't fall in, Duke." No, I didn't fall in. That's what held me up the first time when I didn't get the link posted to this channel, as I was indisposed. I'll put it that way. Jeremy Gunslinger, yep, you're live. Okay, yeah, I figured it out because I started hearing it myself talking back, so I forgot to turn my volume off on this new channel. So anyway, the rules of the live chat, and I'm going to be a little bit better about enforcing them this time than we were on the last live chat. Is, we're going to try to keep it clean, which, if it breaks down, it's going to happen. And we're going to try to, keep the cursing to a minimum, so watch your goddamn language. And this one I'm really going to enforce is no politics. We're going to keep the politics out of this. We got into the politics last time pretty heavy, and I should have avoided it. But we're not going to do that this time. There's absolutely no politics. The other stuff I'll let fly, but no politics on this one. So, and also, we're not going to run 6 hours like we did on the last live chat. At that point, I was just tired and I didn't care. But no, we're not going to run it that long. We're just going to run it for 2 hours, maybe 3 tonight. We'll see how it goes. So anyway, I better check and see if Plowboy's how he's getting along. But yeah, if you've got any comments or questions and stuff, you know where the chat box is at. Just go on in and help yourself. And I haven't got a response from Plowboy. He sent him a link, so he should be able to sign in here. Jeremy Gunslinger, yeah, sorry about that. It was fun. That was a lot of fun. That was a fun chat. Yeah, it went way too late. Oh God, I felt terrible the next day. Oh, it's like if I don't get more than 5 hours of sleep at night at least, I just cannot operate at all. Get physically sick when I don't do that. See, I've got people messaging me over here on my Facebook. Looks like no. Why was it blinking at me? So I imagine Dustin probably got occupied changing diapers. Hopefully he'll join in here. I don't know if Santee's going to join in or not. I sent him a message and I haven't heard back, so I don't imagine he's going to be available. He might pop in anyway. Yeah, I'll go back and read the feed here. Oh, so while we're waiting for our guests to show up, I have not been able to get out to the range yet. I have not even had a chance to renew my membership. I've been so daggum busy with doing other stuff this week, and I'm going to be busy tomorrow, but I'm going to make sure that I get my dues in an envelope and I get them up and get them sent to the rifle club so that we can start filming videos, not next week, but the week after that, because we run out of videos in June. And I've got one partially filmed. I gotta do some stuff, and I got a bunch of others I can finish editing and get uploaded. But Jesus, I just haven't had the time. I've been fighting with the garden, and I've been trying to do some other stuff with work and such, and I just have not had time. Hey, it looks like Plowboy finally got it figured out. How you doing, Plowboy? Uh-oh. Can you not hear me? Plowboy, you there? Hello? Okay, maybe we do, maybe we don't have Plowboy. So, Plowboy, can you see me at all? Uh-oh, I don't think we got Plowboy. We can hear him, though, but he can't hear us. All right. Jeremy Gunslinger says sometimes it takes a bit. Okay, we'll give it a few minutes here. Yeah, it's in and out. So. So for some reason, Plowboy's not coming through here. I'll send him an email. Maybe he'll get that. All right. I just sent Plowboy a quick email here. See what happened there. He's not coming through real good.
Tell me you can hear me.
I can hear you, Plowboy. I can hear you just fine.
I should have done a crash course in this before while I was on camera. You don't know what I've had to go through to get to this point.
It took me 3-4 days to finally figure it out.
I think this is the first time I've used that Internet Explorer in probably 15 years.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I haven't used it. I'm a Chrome user, but yeah, this won't work in anything except Chrome or Internet Explorer.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, it's funny. He's kind of back and forth there. I could see his sitting, and I'm like, well, I can hear him real clear, but he's obviously not hearing me.
Yeah, I didn't hear a thing. There wasn't a single thing coming through, and I thought, well, this is going to blow up in my face, and everybody's going to see it. But here we are.
Well, I'm glad it worked out. So welcome. So
Appreciate it.
Yeah, we just been kind of reading through the comments here. But anyway, what new stuff you have going on over on your channel?
Do what now?
I said, what new things do you have going on over on your channel there?
I don't know if there's anything good. I got a mess going on. I'm trying to do, trying to do anything that anybody will watch.
Right. Well, I noticed ever since they started really cracking down again on, monetization stuff, my views have really gone through the floor.
Yeah. Well, I think mine's looking pretty bad because, well, I may just not be turning out anything worth much.
Right. Well, it looks like we got Justin joined in with us. He looked a little bit sideways there, but
He's definitely sideways. I don't feel so bad no more.
There he is. How's it going, Dustin? Uh-oh, man, he can't hear us. Dustin, we can't hear you. Let's see if I can turn his up. It says his microphone's on. Dustin, I think your microphone's turned off. And we're not hearing a thing you're saying. Boy, this ain't working very good tonight.
Well, this being my first try at anything like this, I promise you, whatever's going wrong with me is going to overflow onto other folks, and it's going to hurt them too.
Well, last week it threw a major fit. We had to cancel. I had to cancel last Wednesday and then run it Thursday because this thing had a hissy fit. But yeah, well, Dustin, get your video back. But can you hear us, Dustin? Well, we're not hearing you at all. Yeah, I can see you real clear, Dustin, but I can't hear a word he's saying. Oh, now he left. He'll be back.
This right here is the piece of electrical tape been over that camera for the last 6 or 7, 8 or 10 years.
Oh, jeez.
It has not been pulled off until today. Until about 30, 40 minutes ago. I've just realized that I can't see the YouTube page with the comments or anything. So I'm sure I'm doing something wrong.
Well, you have to open it up in a separate window. Then you gotta size everything right so you can see, both at the same time.
I am computer illiterate, y'all. I promise you that.
Justin's back, but I'm still not hearing him. We see you, Dustin. We don't hear you, though. I don't know what happened there.
Fine.
Are you on your phone, Dustin? Maybe, I don't know, try restarting your phone. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. So Dustin will probably be back. He's going to try. I guess he's going to try to restart his phone there and see what's going on. But we have no sound from him. So it looks like over in the comment section, everybody's just saying hello so far. Jake Way Raywa says blank once for yes, twice for no. So, anyway. So yeah, I haven't been doing much on my YouTube channel much either. I just had too much going on. I haven't even been to the shooting range since I got back in Colorado.
Well, I walk out in the yard every now and then, and that's my shooting range, I guess. So
yeah,
I don't have any excuse. If I'm not shooting, it's laziness because it's about 35 foot that way or about 25 foot that way.
I wished I could do that, but I've got houses all the way around me. Even though I'm out, technically I'm in the country, I've got houses all the way around me, so I can't do much shooting.
We're kind of out in the county here.
Yeah, I wished I was a little bit further away from civilization. Had maybe 15, 20 acres I could shoot on, but I just got to be happy for what I got, I guess.
Oh yeah, always be worse.
Right, it could always be worse. But I got a really nice shooting range, not very far, about 3 miles north of me. So I got a place to go. I just got to remember to send my dues in every so often.
Yeah. I've shot at a shooting range before, but it was while I stayed in Michigan back in the 90s, mid 90s. And that's the first and only one I'd ever been at.
Wow. Well, I liked it when I was up there on the ranch because then I had a lot of area that I could go shoot in, and I could get out to a mile if I wanted to. But
yeah, that'd be nice.
Unfortunately, I can't film up there because the boss man doesn't like me filming out where people can see the landscape and stuff because he's paranoid that people want to come out there. But it's nice to be able to go out there and shoot. I mean, you just pick a spot and shoot. Oh, let's see. Oh, Dustin Weininger says maybe I'll have to learn sign language. I know Indian sign language. 6-shooter Texan says I hate public ranges, and well, the one I've got is pretty nice because I'm usually the only one there. But those that you can go to when it's packed full are a pain in the butt. All right. So I don't know if Dustin is gonna make it back there. Maybe, hopefully, he makes it back in here. Yep, there he is. The devil. And then he's gone.
I'm starting to think maybe I should put my video hat on.
Hey, whatever hat you want to wear, man, it's fine with me.
I'm out of costume. Got a house hat on.
Well, my costume is whatever I put on, so it's usually the same thing every day.
Yeah.
But have you ever redone the finish on any of your Uberti handles?
I've actually sanded them off, and I've just done stuff like used boil linseed oil, and then I've stained one or two. But I don't know if it's anything that anybody would like other than me. But
right. Well, this one I redid. I stained it black walnut. I really liked how it turned out.
Yeah, it looks good from here.
Yeah. So it looks like Dustin's back, but I don't know if we're going to hear him or not. Oh, we can't hear you, Dustin.
Negatory.
Oh, crap. Oh, no. The one night you're not in a car and then this happens. Well, crud. I don't know what we can, I don't know what to do to fix that.
Yeah.
I can't. Let me turn your microphone off from my end, and then I'll turn it back on, Dustin. All right, Dustin, say something now. Well, I don't see or hear Dustin. No, I can't hear you. Tried adjusting the volume, and I can't hear you.
Well, whatever I did to get mine speaking, I don't know what it was. I couldn't do it again to save my life.
And it could be it's just throwing a hissy fit tonight for some reason.
I went through clicking anything I could click.
Well, Dustin Jaquwa says to try plugging an earbud into your phone. Maybe that would help. Jeremy Gunslinger says, make sure you don't have it set where the new people come in muted. Okay.
I felt like I came in muted, but I don't know anything about it. So
yeah, and then when you came back, it was fine. So I don't know, and I might have that setting. I'm kind of new to it on here. Oh, crap. Oh, what the hell? Let me. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Hey, Jeremy, if you know how to change that setting where Justin doesn't come muted, I'd be happy to hear it because I don't know how it's working. Okay, Rusty Allen says, "Hey fellas, I have a Uberti Cattleman and I'm in the process of fitting a set of resin grips to it. I think I'll drill a screw hole and fab some kind of internal support." Yeah, you could put a block of wood in the middle there. You could glue it to the block of wood and make a single grip like what they come with, but you kind of have to fit it to the back strap a little bit. But I've never done anything like that. I don't know if you have, Plowboy, or
I haven't.
okay. Yeah, I don't know. I can't help you much on that one.
How about now?
I heard you.
You got me?
Yeah, we got you. Woohoo!
All right. Who was it that suggested the earpiece? Because that's what fixed it.
Yeah, that was the Jakewa.
Oh, thanks, Jakewa.
So we're in business. We got all three guys.
All right.
All righty. So I'll just kind of do a little quick reiteration here for those of you just coming in. This is the first live stream that is aired on this new channel, which is Duke Braves Productions live stream. Tonight's guests are Plowboys Ghost from the Plowboys Ghost channel, as well as Dustin Weiniger from the Dustin Weiniger channel. And so, yeah, all future live chats will be here on this channel, and they're going to air Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. However, next Wednesday is the exception. I've got to do a bunch of overtime next week, so I'm going to be gone for 5 days at work. So we'll skip it next week. Week after, we'll pick up on that. So, again, try to keep the surfing to a minimum, but I know that'll kind of go away. Try to keep it clean, and for certain, we don't want any politics. We kind of got into that a little bit too much on the last one. So we're going to keep that out of this live chat. So with that, let's get back into it here. So Dustin, you working on any videos lately, or is the video keeping you pretty busy?
Oh, he's keeping us pretty busy. I finally started preparing a video to do on Pyrodex pellets, but I haven't started shooting it yet.
Gotcha. Are getting a little bit of feedback on the thing here. I don't know what that. I don't know if it's all.
I bet you $10 it's on my end. It's probably something elementary that I'm not aware of.
Right. You don't have to have the YouTube page open, do you?
No, that's all I've got open right now is you. Matter of fact, I can't see anything but just this.
Okay. All right.
I've got
So,
YouTube open on my iPad, but it's muted.
Yeah, anyone commenting, I can't read your comments. I promise you I'm not ignoring you if you're addressing me.
Right. Well, I'll read them all for you. And,
I appreciate that.
yeah, I don't think, Dustin, you can see the comments either, can you?
I can see them. I've got them. I've got my iPad opened up, but I've got it muted.
Okay. I'm going to quit real quick. I'm going to mute you, Plowboy, and see if it's on your end, and then I'll bring you right back. Yeah, Plowboy, it was coming in. So.
Well,
there's no problem. Don't worry about it, man. It's a learning curve on some of this stuff.
well, I don't have anything open, so I don't have any idea what it would be.
Well, it could be, Baines, you're running me through the speakers. The speakers on your computer might be a little bit loud.
Well, let's try that then.
Microphone might be picking it up.
I can manage that a little bit, see if that helps any.
Oh, that made a big difference.
Yeah, that sounds better.
Sorry about that, y'all.
No, that's fine. That's fine. No worries, man. All right. Jake Way Rewa says BFR is a beautiful guy. You talking about the 4570 BFR? Oh, that okay. Yeah, that BFR.
Yeah, I just did one a little while ago on that.
Oh,
It's
okay.
454.
454. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm subscribed to your channel, but I didn't see that.
And it's only been up just a few hours. I don't remember when I put it up. It's sometime today.
Gotcha. They say I'm a little bit quiet now. I got to readjust my volume so that we kind of there. That should be a little more balanced out. How's that, everybody?
Now I hear you fine.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. All right. So it looks like the comment section's a little bit slow here, but yeah, I'm sure it'll pick up here in a little bit. So let's see. Michael saying says everybody's sounds good now.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. I need to appoint Michael, and I need to appoint Jeremy as the moderators, so that when them trolls get going here, we'll have somebody to swat them for us.
Zap them suckers.
Yeah. I don't remember. I think it was the night that I had Dustin and Santee on here. That they got really bad. I mean, them suckers were just left and right. And the last couple ones they've been a little bit slower, but they're still out there.
I just realized I'm not subscribed to this channel. I guess I should do that.
I don't know. I've got a little feedback coming again here. Let's try to turn the volume. That might be coming from there. Turn the volume down, so maybe that'll help. Pat Putnam says a lot of testosterone around the night. Booze would be nice.
Did he say booze?
Yeah, booze.
Like bees?
I'm out of booze.
Well, I don't know what the proper etiquette is for this anyway. I mean, does people sip whiskey on your channel?
Yeah, you can.
That's all I need.
I think Santee did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Santee would.
I didn't want to have to hit pause and walk in yonder, but I was going to. You got to have your priorities.
Exactly. Yes, you do. Michael Sane says some moonshine would be nice, or would be right on the money.
It would for just a little while, but not for a long while.
Right. Now I had some what was called apple pie moonshine, but it wasn't real moonshine. It was made with it was a homemade brew. They used Everclear for the alcohol, and then they mixed a bunch of other apple juice, apple cider, spices, and whatnot. But that stuff was damn good, and it was damn dangerous too.
There's a lot of Wildcat going around here, but if you want to drink a long time, you don't drink much Wildcat.
Yeah. Yeah, anymore I pretty much sip beer. I've just gotten to where I just can't have it. If I take a shot of alcohol, I got such a bad headache that I can't hardly get up in the morning.
I don't get hung over no more, but I limit myself pretty well.
Yeah. I noticed about the time you hit 30, which is about where I'm at now, the hangovers really hurt in the morning.
My daddy always told me, said, son, he said, the way you avoid a hangover is never quit drinking. Then again, it was also the same night that he told me we had a relative die on the job at the Jack Daniels distillery in Lynchburg, Tennessee. Said that he fell in one of them big fermenting vats, and it took him 2 days to fish him out. Kept fighting them off.
Oh, God. Oh, that's great. Oh, geez. Oh, let's see.
I just drink Coca-Cola, so I don't have those problems.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have a beer once in a while, but I don't drink like I did when I was in college. Hell,
I don't drink like I did when I was 45.
Oh, when I was in college, I would qualified for an alcoholic. Because when I discovered PBR, I mean, I was drinking a case of beer a day.
If I do that, I'd be 400 pounds.
Well, I think that's why I blew up my senior year in college, because I gained probably 40 pounds my senior year. But those are good times. The sad thing is, when I graduated college, I went and I cleaned out my closet of the apartment I was living in, and the closet, the room I was in, was added on to the building, 20 years after it had originally been built. Well, the ground had settled, and then them two parts started to separate. So the closet let a lot of draft in up there in South Dakota. It gets 50 below in the wintertime, so you got that cold air coming in. So I often use that for a refrigerator, because with my roommates, I didn't have a whole lot of room for beer in the other fridge. And when I was cleaning out the closet that spring, I went in there and I found 2 cases of beer that I didn't know I'd bought.
I guarantee you there's a few of my subscribers, probably some of them I'm kin to, that know me around here local too, that's just chimed in and said, "Yep, Flyboy's talking about alcohol. We knew this." This is like going to his house.
Yeah, I bought a 6-pack of beer, Budweiser, back in November last year, and I just opened my fridge here the other day, and I looked in there, and there's still 4 of them in there.
I'd be ashamed to admit that.
I've really slowed down on drinking.
I don't drink beer except for when I'm eating, and that's it. I like it with a meal.
I like a beer right after I get off of work, or I can't drink beer and eat at the same time.
I can't go without one or the other.
Yeah, Michael, thanks for swatting that one. That's kind of an inappropriate one to have on there.
Yeah, I think I was just looking at the same one.
Yeah. Well, he's off the channel.
Well, if they make fun of my hat, I can change hats.
It reminds me of that line from Uncle Buck. This hat, it angers people, just the sight of it.
There you go.
Oh, I gotta find my. I got a bunch of hats too. I could change them too. Oh, crap! Where'd they go? Let's see. I'm missing one. Shit. Oh, hell! Right there in front of me. All right. So I go with my Kepi.
I think I've seen that one once before.
Well, no, I don't think you've seen this one. This one I just got not too long ago.
I thought you wore one in the video a long time ago.
I did. I wore this one.
Oh, okay. Well, see, I'm not too crazy.
This one, I thought it was one of those that, this flat part would hang way down here. And
Yeah.
I mean, if I pull this on my head where it actually fits, it stands up like a Shako. And then This one I got from my supervisor when he come on at the new job last year, and he was getting rid of it, but I didn't think it fit my head all that well. It fits better when I do it like that. But he said that was supposed to be how it fit, so I just can't bend over, otherwise it falls off.
Is it wrong that I only have one good hat?
No.
Hang on a second. Is this not about the same hat?
That looks like
Mine's dirtier, Dustin.
Dustin has.
Yeah, that looks pretty close.
I got this from Gentleman's Emporium.
Yeah, this one that I'm wearing came from a hat maker called JW Hats in Salt Lake City. He's passed away now.
Every time I've saw yours, I've thought that they were it was fairly close. I believe it's probably the same pattern.
Yeah, probably. I think it's a fairly common one.
So I think yours is probably nicer than this one. This is, you know, I don't own too many $100 hats. Yeah, yours is lined. It's definitely nicer than this one. This is more like a costume hat.
Oh,
now,
I see.
it's been through it.
Yeah,
I got this
one
in
was
my
125 back in, that was about probably 15 years ago.
Yeah. I got that one because I thought it was close to Cullen Bohannon's. I kind of like that pattern.
When I looked at that, that's the first thing I thought was that was a Bohannon hat.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Well, that's probably, besides that, I like the Pale Rider hat. I actually ordered a Pale Rider hat from Clearwater Hat Company when they made one back in about 2002. And I'm going to say about 6 weeks into it, I canceled the order. But I had already paid for it, had it ordered, and I wish now I still had that hat. I'd let it go through and had the hat. But the Pale Rider pattern, you know, is one that I definitely want.
Right. Yeah, I seen one of those at a store up in Rapid City once, and I didn't have the money to buy it. Wish now I had them. I think they call them a Dillinger hat is what they're called. That's amazing. It's a brand new channel. First, live stream aired on there, and I already got freaking, trolls out there.
Yeah, I mean, how do they find you? That's crazy.
I don't know. It's getting really annoying. I can tell you that.
Well, if you got to have trolls, you want the best trolls that Soros's money can buy.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
That's true.
All righty. So, Soylent Green says Historical Emporium has good stuff that's usually affordable. Yeah, I've got some stuff I'm going to be ordering from them here before too long.
Yeah, I've got a few things from them, including this hat. I like them.
Yeah. I wore a black gambler hat from them for a long time, but then they got wet and the crown shrunk up and I couldn't hardly wear it anymore. It wouldn't stay on my head, so.
If I remember right, I think Historical Emporium is where I've got a couple of holsters.
Yeah, they've got real cheap holsters. I mean,
yeah, they're not good holsters, but I have a couple of them.
My quick draw rig, my Buscadero rig is one of their holsters.
Lord, y'all, that's all I got is cheap holsters, except for the one I got from Duke Frazier.
Yeah.
How you liking that?
I like it just fine. I wear it every now and then when I'm once again in that Cullen Bohannon kind of mood,
Right.
But other than that, everything I've got is all Oklahoma leather. It's all cheap stuff, but man, it's been holding up for years.
Well, Oklahoma leather, they do make good stuff, and so does Triple K.
Yeah.
Jake says exactly like Bill B. Yeah, I noticed that Dustin's got a nasty echo on there, but I played around on this end and I can't figure out what's causing it. So
Hmm.
I figure as long as we can hear Dustin, I ain't gonna mess with anything.
Well, he sounds good to me, but then again, it might be this.
Yeah.
What echo? He's great.
Yeah, whoever said there's an echo, just pour some of that. It gets better.
Yeah. Soylent Green says I have a few hats that don't fit anymore either, but it's because I got fat. Yeah, that's been known to happen. Happened to me. Happened to a lot of people.
It says I'm echoing like Bill B. Would that be Brazelton?
Yeah.
He's been known to do such things.
And I notice I get an echo every so often too. Let me try. Hey, Pablo, are your speakers real close to where your microphone's at?
Do what?
Are your speakers close to where your microphone's at?
Well, they're all in the same computer monitor, but I've got it turned down real low.
Okay. Oh, if they're in the computer monitor, that's probably why it's. Don't worry about it, though. It's no big deal. I was just kind of curious as to where it was coming from, but it
I
ain't.
think that it had done quit at one point in time, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you messed with it earlier and it was fine, and then it was electronic crap. Things just.
Gotcha. Well, I've got a cure for that, but of course I need a video camera and a few bullets. I shoot anything on camera. I don't care. Computer, car, it don't matter.
Yeah, I was surprised he shot that car in a 36 caliber in that window that time.
A 36 is a lot more potent than most people think it is.
Yeah. What's funny
Which is really surprising to me, but
right. I was testing some of Dustin's bullets, and the 44 caliber, or not Dustin, Mark Hubbs' bullets, the 44 caliber Johnson and Dow's. I was shooting at a half-inch thick rubber. I don't know if it was some belting from some machinery. It had webbing in it, but anyway, those 44 caliber Johnson and Dow's with a full charge wouldn't punch through that. They'd bounce back. But the 36 caliber Colt cartridge works. They go right through. 36 round ball go right through, but 44 caliber, they wouldn't even break it. They wouldn't leave a mark or nothing. They just hit and fall straight down.
yeah, I've got an old exterior steel door that I've shot a lot of things on. Put targets up on it and shot it. And some of the biggest holes I've got in that door are from 44 cap and ball. And it's really surprising how the 36 cap and ball has left big holes in that.
Right. That's funny. I set up a piece of steel. I don't even think it was 1/8 inch. I think it was the next size down for gauge wise. I set it up at 1,000 yards and I hit it with my 6.5 Creedmoor, and I was surprised that Creedmoor would punch right through that. And I mean, it's a clean. It looks like somebody drilled the hole. There's a little bit of a dent there, but it looks like they just drilled the hole with a drill bit. I was surprised I screwed that distance.
Well, it seems to me that those soft lead balls, especially that round ball, as soon as it hits something, what thing's flattening out and just smacking big old holes and everything.
Oh yeah.
I sure don't want to get hit with it.
I noticed
Nope.
round balls. I was shooting. I don't remember what it was I shot. I shot something soft, and when I dug the ball, went to dig the lead out, all them Hornady balls would split in two as soon as they'd hit and go two different directions. So I think they must have press swaged them together out of two pieces of lead. But I was real interesting to see that. None of my cast balls do ever do that. Pat Putnam, if you're talking about a link to your Whatever is on the way. Wyoming Trader, go ahead and post it. I'll allow it.
These questions about vests, I get them at the thrift stores. The one I wear in most of my videos was $5 at a thrift store.
Well, the vest I got, this is called a Duke vest, and I think it was made by Scully. And I paid $125 for it brand new, and that was well over 10 years ago. I bought it. I wore it. I put it in the closet. But
I couldn't believe y'all went 6 hours the other night. It's probably another hour and a half after I got off there.
oh crap!
Oh, wow.
Yeah, last week's live chat went crazy. We broke all the rules, and I mean, we broke the hell out of them.
Well, I saw the limitations of sitting there trying to take part, typing in, and I thought, you know what? Screw this. Next week, I'm going to try to get in.
Yeah,
There you go.
have you? Yeah, that typing gets to be a pain in the butt after a while. I can understand that. So it looks like mostly in the chat it's discussing vests, which that's perfectly fine with me. But yeah, if you got any gun-related questions for any of us here on the panel, go ahead and throw those in for you viewers out there. Looks like it's mostly the same people we have just about every week. So,
Yeah.
Bunch of good folks then.
oh yeah, they're all good folks. Hey, Squid Lobe's in. Hey, Squib. Yeah, we know there's a bad reverberation, but we're just living with it. It's not that bad. At least not on my end, anyway.
It's probably on mine because I don't hear a thing, but I'm looking for a hammer to fix it with.
I keep hearing an echo on me, but I don't have any idea what to do to fix it. I tried muting and unmuting, but that didn't seem to do it.
well, you didn't echo that time, Dustin. I don't know what the hell happened there, but you didn't have an echo on that one.
Oh. I still hear it faintly on my end.
Yeah, it's very, very faint, but not like it was earlier. I mean, it was like, you're right there repeating it again and again.
Oh, you must have had both of me on.
Yeah. Michael Sain says that, or Sign, sorry, Mike, says it seems like the reverberations come and go. Yeah, they do. It's no big deal.
Well, everybody sounds good to me, so I guess something's wrong on my end, probably.
Well, how old a computer are you using, Plowboy?
Lord, I don't know. It's the newest one here. That's all I know. Now it's probably about 7, 8 or 9 years old.
Oh, okay.
But the one before it was old.
Right. If it's got the speakers built right into the monitor, that's probably what's causing the reverb. But like I said, I'm not worried about it. We're just happy to have you here.
Well, I appreciate that. I've got it turned down so low. I was kind of hoping that wouldn't be the case, but it might be.
Yeah, it could be. You
had accused me of being tech savvy.
The only thing I can think of that might cure it is if you had headphones that you could put in the computer, that might help it out. But if you don't have them, I mean, don't worry about it.
I think my boy does. I don't know if I can get them off of him or not.
It's funny how kids are so tech savvy. My niece is 3 years old and she knows how to work a smartphone better than I do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
When my son was about 6, we were over at my in-laws' house and they had Netflix and we didn't have Netflix. And he liked it, so when we got home, he decided he wanted it. So he got on the Nintendo Wii, downloaded and installed Netflix.
Of course, Mom and Dad had to pay for it, right?
Yeah, we still had to get the credit card out and actually do it, but I was so impressed, I went ahead and paid for it. So now we have Netflix.
Might as well.
I like Netflix because I can watch more on people.
That's what I watch on it too, all the time.
Well, I've binge watched it so many times, I had to start watching Star Trek because I knew it. I could almost recite it by heart.
Well, I bought the DVDs to Hell on Wheels. I got the complete series on DVD too, just in case Netflix fails.
Yeah. I recently picked up watching Star Trek The Next Generation, and that's just because when I was a kid, first, second grade, first thing I do when I get home from school was turn on TV and watch The Next Generation. So it's kind of a trip down memory lane for me, but
Yeah, it seems like I was in my later teens when that was on.
yeah, well, it was all reruns by the time I got to it because I would have been in 90. Oh, Jesus. The Next Generation was in 80. They started filming it or showing it in 89, and I was probably watching it in 96, 97.
I was watching them when they came out new, and I'm thinking it was definitely in the early 90s because I have to count back Marriages. It was on that first one way back yonder.
Well, the first episode aired the year I was born in 89.
That's about right. Thinking about the place that I had to live in, it was 89, 90, 91. It was definitely before 93.
Right. And then I think the series ran until 96 or 97. Oh, I got a train coming. I'm going to mute myself here.
You do have a train.
That's okay. I have a crying baby. I don't know if you could hear or not.
I can't hear the baby.
Oh, that's good.
No, I didn't. I can't hear the baby, Dustin.
She took him upstairs, so that's probably far enough to not let the noise get on the video.
My sister's got 2 of them, so I'm fully aware of how much noise they can make.
The only babies we have in the house anymore are all grandkids.
Yeah, I was told by a very wise man that the best form of birth control is somebody else's kids.
That's true.
After my sister's nieces, I said, I ain't having any of my own. Or not my sister's, my sister's kids, my nieces, I did say.
Well, we had 5 boys, so the grandkids are rolling in now. They're all getting grown.
Oh, that's it. All right. Well, I suppose I ought to take a look here at the comment section.
I see one from Rusty Allen. He's asking where we learned our gunsmithing skills. Honestly, I learned mine from YouTube and just the courage to be daring and try stuff on my guns.
Yeah, mine is a lot of that too. And I've got some mechanical background, so I it doesn't take me long to figure out how something works and how it's supposed to work. And so that's how I learned gunsmithing. Mine's all from just practice.
Yeah. Trial and error, really.
Right.
If it doesn't turn out just right, just smooth it out, glue it. It'll be good enough. That's how I look at it.
Well, for me, it was just like working on my 3-wheelers I raced in the 80s and my cars I got in the 80s and 90s, my Mustangs. I couldn't afford to pay nobody else to do it, so I had to learn to do it myself.
Yeah.
That was a big reason I took it up too.
Yeah.
Because I got tired of paying gunsmiths that I couldn't afford to pay to do a job, and then they screw it up.
After it sits there a year.
Since we're talking gunsmith, and I should point out this one right here, the Cimarron Old Frontier. I learned this piece of gunsmithing from Duke Frazier. This has about 3/8 of an inch of a finish nail in it to replace a plunger that I dropped somewhere in the carpet and never could find.
That'll work.
I discovered that on
Yeah, when you shoot it, you wouldn't know there was just a piece of a finish nail in there. It works just fine.
Well, now that you put it that way, I need to back up and talk about gunsmithing and mechanicking, where I really learned what little bit I know. My stepdaddy is a master rigger. We'll just leave it at that. He can come up with just about anything. I bet right now he's laying in bed with enough stuff in his left front pocket to rebuild a Volkswagen engine. That man, it don't matter. Everything I learned just about's been from him.
Yeah, and Mike Bellevue, I learned some of that stuff from him, but a lot of it I learned by reading or just by doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I've learned a lot from Mike also. He's got a good channel.
Oh, God, he's got a wonderful channel.
Yeah, very informative.
He had a mishap, though. He was doing some video, and he had a hard drive crash, and he lost a bunch of video work, so he's got to go do it all over again.
Oh, is that why he was posting today about filming a redo?
Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah. Oh, I'd be so mad. All right, there was a comment here I was gonna read. Soylent Green says, "What 19th century firearm would you love to see Birdie, Pietta, Pedersoli, or one of the other companies make that currently is?" And I really would love to see Merwin Hulbert reproductions. Merwin Hulbert would be nice, but I want you, Birdie, to start making the freaking Pattersons again.
Yeah, Patterson is what I'd want to see.
Because you Birdie Pattersons are just so nice.
As far as 19th century firearms go, I would like to see a well-made, reliable double-action Thunderer or Lightning.
There you go. That'd be a good one, too. And I don't want to say anything about Pietta Pattersons. I've handled a few of them. They're wonderful, too, but they're just something about the Birdie Pattersons. They just are so nice. And I've got one, and I would give anything to get another one to make a pair. And I found one on Gun Broker here the other night, but it's not the same style. It's one with the loading lever. I've got the one without, and I want another one without the loading lever, but I have not been able to find one.
Hey, speaking of Pietta versus Uberti, something I talk about in several of my videos, and I don't know the answer to. Maybe you guys do. On the plungers on their cap and ball, Uberti is cut out for conicals. Pietta never is. Why on earth does Pietta not do that?
They're cheap CNC machine, and I don't think their CNC machine's capable of doing it. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying. Every time I buy one of their guns, I have to go to Uberti and order a new plunger for it.
Yeah. And
for example, here's the one. What gun is this? Oh, this is the 1860 Army. And that Pietta, that's just flat almost.
Yep.
And that's how all of them are.
Yep. The only one that Uberti does flat is the Remington, and that is historically correct. The Remingtons are flat.
Yeah. In fact, I actually did not know that when I bought my Pietta Remington. So I ordered the Uberti plunger, and it was almost exactly the same.
Yeah. Soylent Green said, after Uberti made Pattersons, he thought that was Pietta. Yes, Uberti used to make Pattersons. This is one right here. So I'm going to highlight my window here so you can see that. So this is a Uberti made Patterson. This one was made in 1992. I think it was about 2000 that they quit making these. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me. They've made them both without the loading lever like this one and with the loading lever. I just recently bid on one without the loading lever, and when it got up to $550, I quit bidding because I really couldn't even afford that much. But if I can get my hands on another one of these, I'd easily give $500 for one if I could get a hold of it. And it does not have to be pristine condition because this one's not. It's got a lot of bluing that's missing. But these are nice. And they're the 7.5-inch barrels. The Pietta ones are 9-inch barrels. But this one, if I could find another one, I'd be so happy.
Got another troll comment here.
Okay. I'll swat it here. There he's gone.
Yeah, I see it gone now.
I don't know, Dustin, can you do anything over there on your end?
I've got my iPad open. Well, I'm not real tech savvy. Can I swap stuff with the iPad?
I don't know. I don't have a clue.
It looks like this. If you can see.
Give me a second.
I got the comments over there and our video over there.
I'm assuming you could tap on it and get it hid, but I'm not 100% sure. Why don't you type something in there real quick, Dustin, so I can set you as a moderator too.
Yeah, since I can't see the comments, if they making fun of my hat, let me know.
So they're getting to be. They put it this way: they're not about any. They're just somebody being nasty. And I think it's the same freaking prick because he keeps saying the same damn thing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
He's
Or
just
at least
using a
very
different name.
similar variations of it.
Yeah. Seems to be murder related is what it is.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, he just, they're being shitheads like they usually are. Pardon my French.
Did I tell you about the one on my channel one time commented threatening to shoot a school up?
You reporting?
Yeah, it was he said he was in Florida, and I called the Florida State Police. They were actually really grateful for the call. And I don't know what they did with it, but yeah, I reported him.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
Jeremy Gunslinger says it wouldn't let me remove it. Oh, that is weird. I don't know why. Michael, did you have that problem too? If he might have had to stop for a minute. He might have had to Rusty Allen says it sounds like young teens. Yeah, it sounds to me like, dumb shits.
Yeah.
Just people out for attention. Yep, there's another one. Jesus Christ. That's the same, it's got to be the same freaking guy because. Oh, Jeremy got him.
Way to go, Jeremy.
Yeah, he's got to be the same prick because he keeps doing the same topic over and over and over again. That's what amazes me is how fast they can swap a channel.
Yeah, really.
And
come back with a different name.
Come back with a different name. And I mean, it's almost within 2 minutes. It's just like that. Jeremy Gunslinger said he's had to restart YouTube. What the heck? Hey, Plowboy, did you mute yourself?
I did.
Oh, okay.
I was hoping it cut down on the crickets chirping.
Oh.
I don't know if I'm what's causing it or not, but I sure don't want to make it worse for y'all.
Oh, no.
Is it possible you have actual crickets in there?
It is highly possible I got more than crickets in here. I'm expecting any moment my wife to get up because she laid down earlier. She carries mail and she got early mornings. I'm expecting her to get up, walk in here, and ask me what the hell I'm doing.
What time zone are you in?
I'm in a central time zone.
Central, okay.
So it's 956 right now here.
Yeah, so you're an hour ahead. Dustin, you're mountain, right?
Yeah, I'm still mountain.
Yeah. Hey, have you heard from Santee in the last couple of days? I did an invite to him, and I haven't heard anything back, so I didn't know if he was busy or.
We text back and forth all the time. I want to say I've texted with him in the last couple of days. I think so.
I just want to make sure something bad hadn't happened, But
no, not that I don't think so.
Okay. Speaking of text, you never did send me your number.
Oh, I never did I?
Well, there he is again. There's a little Peckerwood come back again.
Sounds persistent.
Oh, they are persistent. I'm going to report him. Maybe that'll get his freaking IP address marked.
I feel wrong not holding a gun with you holding a gun. Should I hold a gun?
If you want to. I just haven't put it down yet.
Yeah.
So I gotta open up the chat. Better open this up. Oh, Ray Land says hi to all. Hello, Ray. Yeah, Jeremy, anytime you start seeing them things posting them murder comments, just flag them. Same, Michael. If you see them posting murder comments, flag them before you take them off. Maybe we can get YouTube to delete them, block their IP address, and then maybe they won't come back. I don't know how all that works. Jeremy Gunslinger says, I'm trying to clean my guns. Yeah, I got to clean mine. And I haven't done it yet. I've been so busy with stuff I should have been cleaning them. But when I left in December last year, I had strep throat and a cold, and then strep throat again, and then I got another nasty sinus infection and a cold. And I had done some videos prior to that, and then when that strep throat hit me was the afternoon after I got back from the shooting range. I put my guns I'd shot away, and I thought, I'll clean them when I get done. Well, then I wound up, it was just as soon as I was able to get up and get around and felt like doing anything, I packed and went to South Dakota because I had to start my job up there a little earlier, and got back home and realized I hadn't cleaned them, and then I've been so busy I haven't had a chance to clean them since I got back, so I need to get on top of that. But at least I shot real black powder through them, so they shouldn't be rusted up like freaking Pyrex does. Oh, let's see here. Who messaged? Oh, Dustin messaged me. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm in the Facebook Messenger. Rusty Allen, if you're still on, I apologize. I just now saw that you messaged me for Easter and another holiday. Thank you. Sorry, I don't check that too often, apparently.
Michael Sain says, sorry, I stepped away for a second. Hey, that's fine, Michael. That's fine. I'm watching it too. So, and Dustin is watching, so we're on top of it. But I'm just surprised that Rick and Trolls got on this one so god dang fast.
I hope I ain't following me.
No, it's I've been fighting with Trolls. I've had to fight with them about every just about every live stream I've had. And somebody said something about Soylent Green said he's a movie star now. He's probably at some Hollywood party. I'm thinking he's referring to Santee. Yeah, Santee's he does quite a bit of stuff with movies, doesn't he?
He does, at least little parts, at least.
Right. I
think his hand was recently in a movie scrubbing a bar glass.
Oh, okay. I don't get a chance to chat much with Santee other than on Facebook Messenger every so often. So
yeah, he gets to do a lot of pretty cool stuff. It's pretty neat.
Yeah. What amazes me is that he does everything on an iPhone. He's probably got one of the better YouTube channels out there.
Yeah. It's fantastic quality videos.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. Jake says, speaking of black powder substitutes, how is Black MZ and cartridges for corrosion? I know Dustin used it, but not sure about cartridges.
Yeah, I shot it in 45 Colt. Works fine, and the corrosion is. I mean, it's black powder substitute, so you got to be careful about corrosion, but it's nowhere near what black powder, and definitely nowhere near what Pyrex is.
Yeah, Pyrex is a pain in the butt.
Yeah, that's nasty. But that black MZ is actually pretty nice. I like to stick with real black powder just for historical sake. But if you're going to use a substitute, that black MZ, I mean, you can shoot for so long without anything getting gummed up. It just hardly leaves anything. And you get a lot of smoke, which I like for the old-fashioned aspect of it. And at Sportsman's Warehouse, I get that for $9.99 a pound.
Wow.
That's plenty cheap.
Yeah, it's awesome.
When I order, of course, I order my black powder in bulk, so I got to pay a big upfront cost, but I get it for about $20 a pound. So yeah.
If you ever make it anywhere near Evanston, Wyoming, there's a place, Bear River Powder. He basically just sells out of a shipping container, but he'll sell it for, I think it's either $16.50 a pound or $17.50 a pound for GoEx. And there's no minimum order. You could go up there and buy 1 pound if you wanted to. So that's really nice.
I'm going to be up there middle of July. I might stop by and just buy 10 pounds again. Then I'll have 20 pounds I can play around with.
Yeah, when you do, if you'd send me a text, I'll get you his email address because you just kind of have to make an appointment to meet him.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's not like a store. You just say, hey, I need to come get some powder, and he'll run up and meet you at that shipping container and sell you what you need.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm down to about 2 pounds of black myself. I'm going to have to order some more. I've been ordering from Graff, so about 10, 15 pounds at a time.
Yeah, I probably don't have any more than 3 or 4 right now.
Yeah, I ain't been shooting it much.
Jake Way is asking, where is that? If you're talking about Bear River powder, it's in Evanston. If you just go on Google and look up Bear River Powder, that's how I found him, and you can find his email address on there and just shoot him an email and let him know you're interested. Very friendly guy, and you just make an appointment to meet him. You go to Evanston, and then you get on one of the exits and just take a short ride. I think just outside the city limits is where it's at.
That's in Wyoming.
Yeah, Evanston, Wyoming. Not far out of the Utah, just over the Utah border.
Oh, I'm not. I might miss him then because I'm going to be going up to Du Bois, Wyoming.
That's going to be a ways from him. But I pass through Evanston a couple of times a month just out on my trips for Legal Heat. So it's convenient for me. If I need powder, I'll just stop by on one of those.
You going to be on a trip out here to Colorado again anytime soon?
A week from Thursday, I'll be in Colorado, but I'll only be in Grand Junction, Loveland, and Thornton.
Okay, so you're going to be way up there.
Yeah, out by Denver.
Yeah. The communist crap hole of Colorado. I didn't say that. Yeah, if you make it down to the Springs, I'm only about an hour and a half away from the Springs. So if you make it down there and you got a little time to play around, maybe we could hit the shooting range.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, if I make it down there, you'll be the first to know.
Okay, because I got Thursdays and Fridays off, so we could, if you can get down here on a Thursday or a Friday, we could go out and hit the range.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just you go south of Colorado Springs for about an hour, and then half an hour to the east of that, you'll find me.
Okay.
Y'all on different side of the planet than I am.
Yeah, you're way over Alabama.
Yep, Northwest Alabama.
Yeah.
And that's still Central Time?
That's Central.
Oh, I thought that was Eastern. I learned something.
No, for me, Eastern Time zone, the closest to me is the Georgia-Alabama line.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize it was that far.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at Central, I'm almost in Central Time zone, but I'm about an hour drive away from it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I've
a
never
couple-hour drive from Pacific, I think.
Maybe about 2 hours because it's over just as you cross into Kansas. Michael Sine says Powder Valley Incorporated has decent prices.
That's good info.
Here is a comment. Dustin, do you notice with your walker, if you put the wedge in fully, the forcing cone rubs on the cylinder and it won't rotate? Yes.
Yeah.
When I put this wedge in, I'll tap it in, and then I'll put the hammer on half cock. But usually after I tap it in, this won't move much at all. So it's just a little bit of trial and error. You tap it in, tap it back out until you get the right spin on the cylinder there. But yeah, every time I put the wedge in, I have to deal with that.
All you gotta do is there's a little bitty tab on that spring that holds that in, and I just push it through to where that tab comes over and locks on the side, and that's all the deeper I drive a wedge on a walker. But
yeah, that shouldn't ever cause it to do that. I usually just tap it all the way in and then back it out till it's right.
yeah. So I don't know if any of you have seen. I posted this on the my Facebook, the DFP Facebook page, and a couple other Captain Ball revolver forums. But I did a little bit of a makeover on my walkers.
Yeah, I'm definitely needing to do that now. This one just doesn't look the same anymore after looking at yours.
Yeah. So I'm going to highlight mine here real quick so I can show you all. I used Mark Hubb's method of stripping the cylinder, which is vinegar. You soak in vinegar for 10-15 minutes. It'll pull that bluing right off. And then I took and I put paint stripper on the grips, and I took that red shiny crap off. And one of them, let's see, which one was it? This one here had really dark, nice, beautiful dark walnut. It was natural. So all I did was grease this, and then I found out I shouldn't have used the grease that I did. I used bacon grease. I should have used lard because bacon grease has got salt in it. But anyway, this one was nice and dark. This one, when I stripped it, turned out to be whiter and white. So I had my uncle had some dark walnut stain, so I stained it, and now the two of them are almost matched up perfect.
They look awesome. I'm definitely going to do that to my cylinder. That looks great.
Oh, it is so nice. But pull the nipples out before you do that, and then grease them real good before you put them back in. Otherwise, they might not ever come out again.
Yeah.
But I screwed up somehow, and in the process of cleaning, let's see which one it is. This one right here, I lost a nipple. I don't know where that son of a gun went. It is gone. It didn't drop out on the floor. I must have went down the sink when I was dumping the vinegar off and running water over it. It's the only thing I can think of because I went through everything and I can't find that goddamn thing.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, my 51 Navy only has 5 nipples. The very second time I used it, I went to put the nipples back in after cleaning, and one of them, not the nipple itself, but where you thread it in, stripped, and now it won't take one at all. And I never got around to doing anything about it. And I always load 5 anyway, so that's the one I leave empty.
Well, it makes it easier for that, but oops.
Yeah, it was still annoying.
Yeah, you have to buy a new. You'd have to buy a new cylinder then, probably.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I don't know if it'll show up on camera, but that one right there, there's no nipple in there at all.
Sorry, I'm still highlighted. I'll highlight you so you can see that, or you can show that.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it. There's not one in there.
The hole on the cylinder is what stripped out.
Yep.
Yeah, you're screwed.
Yeah, now you try to put a nipple in it, and it'll go down a couple turns, and then it just turns slanted and won't go any further. But like I said, I only load 5 shots ever anyway, and so I just never got around to replacing the cylinder. The way I shoot, it works. So
right,
not a huge deal.
How old a gun is that?
Gosh, that's only I bought that one I think in 2017. Not very old at all.
Let's see. Pat or somebody on here said 6-shooter Texan said meet a Duke, and I must have missed the comment. I gotta go back and.
Soylent Green says Cimarron actually offers a walker that's already like that. That's kind of cool if somebody doesn't want to do the modification.
Yeah, well, they're not. They're walkers, so they're copies of antiques. So they're completely antique. There's no bluing on them. And they're not available yet. They're only listed as coming soon.
Okay.
I've been told that those are going to go for $1,000 a piece.
Ooh.
That's what I was told. And they've all got
no thanks
letters. Something like there's only 1,000 of them made, and they're $1,000 a piece.
I'll just soak a $400 one in vinegar and be happy.
Yeah, no kidding, right? And then I don't know if you guys have been watching, but Cimarron has advertised that Pocket Police in 380, and they've advertised it for a couple of years now. I seen a post on Facebook. Apparently, they are being. There's a guy that he's a preferred Cimarron arms dealer. He's got one, so they're not too far out here. Michael Sign says, "Yikes, $1,000." I heard that. I don't know if that's true. I'd have to go back and see where I heard or read that at, but I heard that that's what they're going to go. Okay, looks like we got another troll, but this is a weird troll. He's a religious troll.
Well, what he said is true.
Yeah, Jesus loves you. Pray with me, but
it's better than the other one.
Yeah, that's a lot better. I think I'd let that stand.
I'm all with that.
Yeah, that one's good in my book.
Of course, I need all the prayer I can get.
You and me both.
Oh, he's not a troll, says.
Okay. We believe you.
Welcome aboard. Pat Putnam's asking me if my Pieta is a Navy, or if my Navy is a Pieta. Yes, it is.
Yeah. I've got
I have all my guns are Pieta. All my black powder guns are Pieta, with the exception of the Walker, and that's just because I'm cheap. So I buy the Pieta guns and then I buy the Walker plungers and call it good. I actually did almost buy, when I bought this Remington, I almost went with the Uberti until you, Duke, pointed out the front sight. And I didn't like that it had that dovetailed front sight, which is probably nice, but since it wasn't historical, I went with the Pieta.
Yeah, and I'm not happy with my Uberti. Of course, I'm not happy with either one of my Remingtons, but my Uberti Remington, I'm really, really dissatisfied with, because that thing, oh man, they screwed that gun up so bad from the factory. It should have never left.
That's too bad. My only complaint on my Pieta, and I complain about this in my videos all the time, I don't know if I'm highlighted or not, but that dang engraving right there on the side of the barrel.
Yeah. You
Instead
can have
of
that
putting it underneath the loading lever like Uberti does. I don't know why Pieta doesn't do that either.
Yeah, and by the time you defarb that, you might as well just buy the Uberti.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know how I got so lucky, because every time I see the Pieta Navy, they do the same thing, but you can see on mine it's not. They put it one step lower, which is nice. It's not as good as Uberti, but at least it's not right there glaring at you on the side.
Yeah, well, when I seen your video on that and I seen that they moved that down a little bit and they changed the grip frame, I was half tempted to buy a Pieta Navy, but I haven't brought myself to do it yet.
Well, and the funny thing is, since then, I've seen them in the stores again with it moved back up.
Oh, well,
so
great.
Maybe somebody in the factory screwed up on mine.
Yeah, you just got like fricked it up.
Yeah, if so, it was a good screw up.
Let's see. I gotta go back through. Mr. Red says, "How's the weather out where y'all are from now?"
Yeah.
Well, we've had cold and rain here the last couple of days.
It's hot here.
Here in Utah, it's only rained twice in the last couple of months. Once for 45 days and once for 35 days.
Oh,
so
crap.
yeah, a bit of a dry spell.
Yeah.
It's been dry and 90 degrees plus here for a while.
See, last
Wow,
year,
yeah.
last time of the year, we was already approaching the hundreds, And now this year, shit, tomorrow is high of like 60. Today the high was 61. So it's just it's and we haven't been getting that much rain, but we've been getting more rain than usual.
Yeah, we've had tons and tons of rain. It's good though. Most years we have water shortages, so this will be nice.
Right.
Mr. Red is still here and actually part of the conversation. Sorry, we thought you were a troll.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's just that after we have so many trolls, well, you start getting suspicious of it.
We're a little defensive. In our
Get
defense,
guns,
though,
yeah.
we thought you were a good troll, if it makes you feel better.
Yeah. Now my dog's barking at something. I don't know what the hell that is. So, anyway, Jake just asked Dustin how do you like your Remington? Does it foul up quickly?
Yeah, I think they all do. It's got that tiny little, if anybody's not familiar with what Remington's issue is, it's got that little teeny base pin in there, which does not have any lube grooves in it. And I've heard of some people cutting lube grooves into it to help, and I'm sure that would, but I don't know if I'll get around to that.
Trapper Paul asked, do you have any old Colts or just replicas? All mine are replicas. I can't afford to shoot an original.
Same with me. Everything's replica. I can't afford an original one. But to me, it doesn't make that big of a deal to me. These replicas are just as fun.
I'd enjoy a replica more than I do the original because of the price involved.
Oh, yeah. I'd be
Yeah,
paranoid about an original.
If you freaking break it, how the hell do you fix it?
Right. Yeah, I'm perfectly happy with replicas.
Okay, Squibload asked if he could get a link, please. I think we could probably let him in on the chat here. Providing I can remember what the heck to do here. All right. Come on, computer. Sometime this week would be nice.
I feel like I ain't holding enough guns for this chat. Hang on just a minute. Let me grab something else.
Yeah, pick something up. I keep picking one up every once in a while.
I got about 6 or 7 guns laying around me, so
I've got 5 sitting here in front of me.
Oh, hey, my Patterson just about hit the floor. Damn it, I should have said it there. Oops.
How about we switch to a Navy? I'll hold a Navy an Army for a while, 1860.
Hey, how do you like your Army?
Love it. I've only shot it a couple of times, but it shoots. It's of all my Piettas, I think it's the most reliable one. I'm not dealing with cap jams on it really at all.
Right.
It just is sweet.
Well, I've got 2 my Pietta. Well, after I put slick shots on my Pietta, oh man, that gun was a pleasure to shoot. Prior to that, I was ready to sell a son of a bitch, but yeah, it does good. My U-Birdie 1860 does good. Oh, what do you got, Plowboy and infield?
Yep, my P53 infield.
Nice.
Just keeps going and going and going.
I think I just saw a little rabbit walk past his screen.
Oh crap! I don't have my. I have the longest one I got is my Brown Bess, and that son of a gun is a. It's long.
Yeah.
It's a full length. I wish I'd have got the ship's carbine, but they went out of stock about the time I got ready to buy them. And then as soon as I bought the long one, I was just checking again here. This year, they've already got the carbines back on stock, but I got the long one. I'll live with it.
Jeremy says he'll be doing a video about what I was saying about the Remington. That'll be good. Jeremy, are you cutting notches in your pin? I know he'll have to text the answer to that, but. Mr. Red's asking if we squirrel hunt.
Oh yeah.
We do prairie dog shoots, but we don't eat the prairie dogs. They're kind of disease ridden. It's more of a pest control thing.
I've heard prairie dog is very tasty meat, but every time I ever tried cooking one as a kid, it smelled like somebody urinated in the skillet while it was hot.
Sounds good. Sounds appetizing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I squirrel hunt.
Yeah, I took my dad. We didn't go last year, but the year before that, I took my dad out and my uncle, and we went squirrel hunting. We all came back with a squirrel apiece. We shot one squirrel that we didn't recover. I don't know where he went, but he took a load of birdshot to the butt. He should have died right there. But yeah, we do some squirrel hunting around here.
The last I heard, the squirrel population had made a resurgence in my hometown. It took them about 25, 30 years to come back after me. When I was a kid, I killed them all.
Oh, the thing that aggravated me is that when I did take dad hunting, there was enough evidence to show that there was a squirrel population worth, that we couldn't put a dent in for 100 years. But every time we go, the damn owls and the hawks and everything were in the trees, and they'd have the squirrels scared in. The dad and I'd walk 2 miles along the river bottom trying to find squirrels. Scare all the birds out. And then when we come back, we start seeing chattering, but they were also skittish from the birds and such that we could never get a shot on them. We just got lucky on 3 different days that we got a squirrel each day. Plowboy, Serpenthalzo asks if your infield is a Pedersoli.
It is.
And Pedersoli makes some good guns, but some of their flintlocks don't count on that. I've had some flintlocks that weren't worth a crap.
I had one of their Pedersoli Blue Ridge 54 caliber. I just sold a little while back. It was a pretty good rifle. The only problem I had with it was the problem with me and shooting a flintlock and flinching and everything.
Yeah.
But now this gun right here, this P53 infield, I love it.
Right.
I killed a deer with it the first time I carried it deer hunting a couple of years ago.
Well, I had a Pedersoli flintlock, and it was a Blue Ridge. And when I went to sight that sucker in, I filed the front sight completely off, and I was starting to cut a sight into the barrel itself, and it was still shooting 18 inches low at 100 or at 50 yards. So I got mad and I traded it off, and then I got a Kentucky flintlock, and the springs on that were so bad I went through 3 flints in the first 3 shots. And those 3 shots grouped about that big around at 50 yards, and right at point of aim. But I wasn't going to have to I didn't want to have to buy a flint every time I pulled the trigger on it, so I got rid of it. And then I got this Brown Bess, and this Brown Bess has been an awesome gun.
Both my flintlock and this P53 infield both shoot high, but it's manageable. You can easily compensate for it, in the distances that I'm using it.
Oh, let's see. Jake says, when I visited my brother-in-law in Montana, we told the wives we were going to feed the magpies, went to the prairie dog town. That's a hell of a way to put what you're going to do. I remember last time I went prairie dog hunting, I shot one prairie dog, and then after I shot it, there were so many hawks on top of that dead prairie dog that I had to quit shooting because I was afraid of shooting one of them.
Yeah, they tend to come in pretty quick.
Oh, crap. He wasn't even twitching, and they all were on top of him.
Yeah. Where we do it, it's sometimes hawks, but mostly ravens that get right on them.
Right. Well, down here, crows, and we got crow. We don't have much for ravens, but we got crows, and crows are free game year round. So if the crows get on them, I just shoot crows too. Makes the farmers happier because the crows are messing things up for them.
Yeah, crows are about the most hated thing in my yard.
The other thing we got here that everybody hates is them damn Eurasian collared doves.
Yeah.
When I was about 14 years old, there was a pair of them moved in, and I was going to shoot them with my BB gun. My grandmother would not let me do it because she said they were too pretty and she wanted me to leave them alone. Now, whenever you go out, there's about 1,000 of them right here in my little neighborhood that clog up the trees and the power lines, and Grandma wishes now that she'd let me shot them.
My parents live down in the middle of nowhere, central Utah, and there's a dairy not far from them across the pasture. And the doves go over there and hang out, and then the river's on the other side of their house. So the doves are flying over the house all the time. And the Eurasian ones are just fair game all the time, and the other ones you have to do in a season. But we would, whenever we dove hunt, we just sit out in the back pasture in camp chairs with shotguns and just shoot them from the camp chairs. And it got to be so successful, they actually started renting people time on their property, and people would pay to come down there and hunt doves.
Yeah. Every time I go dove hunting, I get about 2 doves, and that's it. That's just because all the farmers down here that I knew when I was a kid that we could go dove hunting on their property have either, died or retired or moved somewhere else. And all the new people from California moving in are just so anti-hunting that they won't let anybody hunt. So I've lost all my places to dove hunt.
Oh, that's too bad.
Well, I recently discovered that place where I could go to squirrel hunt. It's public land. It's considered the dove hunting capital of Colorado. We went down there one day, Dad and I, on opening day of dove season. We thought, yeah, we'll see if we can get in down there. It was standing room only. And a good friend of mine lives down there. His property is surrounded by all the state land that dove hunters come on. And he said he has to hang a heavy carpet over his windows whenever dove season opens because there's so much lead flying through the air he loses windows in his house.
Oh.
Oh, looks like Squiblo's joined us.
Hey,
Hello,
Squiblo.
Squib.
Hey guys, thanks for the link.
Yeah, you bet.
I had a Hell on Wheels question.
Go for it.
At least twice during the series, we're almost done watching it. We didn't watch it when it was out. It was recommended, and we've been trying to get caught up on it. But at least 2 times in the series, I've seen a situation where Bohannon has dropped the cylinder on his Remington and just pulled one out of a pouch and slapped a new one in. Is that historically accurate, or is that fiction?
It's historically accurate for a guerrilla type fighter. It is not historically accurate for a regular, Army soldier.
So,
like the
spare cylinders were sold.
Well, you could scavenge them off of other guns, but from what I've seen, the Missouri guerrillas would do that. They carry spare cylinders on them, and it was true for Colts and Remingtons both. Because if you read even with the Texas Rangers, Samuel Colt, when he sold the Pattersons, they all came with spare cylinders, and that was so that you could easily reload. Because this one you got to take apart to reload it. So that idea came about with the introduction of revolver. But yeah, for regular soldiers, not as much, but for a guerrilla soldier, certainly. And after the war too, sure.
So I know that gunsmiths would have to do repairs, and they would probably have to make some parts because you're out in the middle of nowhere, and I'm sure stuff took weeks or months to get. But is there any evidence that factory spare parts were as commonplace as they are today? I mean, I know we can go online and we can order parts from Dixie Gun Works or directly from Pieta or whatever, but was most of that stuff done by gunsmiths? They would make a spring instead of order a spring, or were these factories? I know they reworked some of the guns that had problems, or they reworked guns that the military wanted, but those were also done at the arsenals as well, like Springfield Armory and that sort of thing. So for a civilian-owned gun, would you rely solely on the local gunsmith, or could you get stuff from the manufacturer?
Most of your work's going to be done by a gunsmith, and sometimes it be even done by Colt. I've seen a couple records where they send a gun back to Sam, or back not to Sam, but back to the Colt factory, and it might be 2 months before you get it back. But if a spring broke, certainly a gunsmith or any blacksmith for that matter could repair a spring because it's just metal, and if you're a metal worker, you got to know how to do all kinds of different steel. But yeah, you could send it to the factory, or you could have a gunsmith fix it, and the gunsmith could order parts. And depending, on availability, once you start getting into the 1860s and 70s, it doesn't take as long for things to get across the United States because all of a sudden you've got rail lines coming across. So it doesn't take as long in some areas, but a little bit different than the time period I'm used to portraying where, it's 50 days to get 600 miles. Whereas once the railroads come in, it could be that distance in a day or two. Hope that answers that one.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of does. I'm interested in the historical aspect of how things, really were, and I like to see TV and movie bring that out so people can see how tough things really were and how it's not this, one click of a mouse internet kind of thing like what we've got now. And I know that TV and movie lend so much to fiction and you developing a relationship with the character or whatever and that sort of thing to get you involved in the story. And sometimes they take those liberties, I think, maybe a little bit too far for the sake of the story, and they leave history behind. I know that if they were 100% accurate, it might be a boring story. But it's always interesting when a TV show or movie gets it right or it's plausible, and we're not teaching the current generation. We're not giving them bad information, I guess you could say. You know what I mean?
Well, Hell on Wheels gets a lot of stuff wrong, but they get some other stuff right too. There's kind of a balance with Hell on Wheels. One thing, you see way too many brass frame revolvers. You see way too many brass frame Colt 1860s that are passing for Griswolds. In fact, I was watching a video. It was from the first season, and they was interviewing the armorer that was on Hell on Wheels. And that armorer had no business being an armorer.
Amen.
No idea what the hell he was talking about. Because he's sitting there holding up, that gun that Bohannon had in the first season, that brass-framed 1860 Army, and said, "Yeah, well, this is a Gunnison Griswold." No, it's not. It's not even close. I mean, it's not a 44. Gunnison Griswold's a 36. It had a 1851 Navy barrel with a rounded front portion, more like a Dragoon. So kind of like a mix between a Dragoon and a Navy. And then the thing that really got me is he's holding up a freaking Brown Bess musket. It's not even a flintlock, so it's not accurate. And he says, "Yeah, this is a pattern 1880s blunderbuss." He said this is an 1880s era blunderbuss musket that was used in naval combat. I got news for you. By the 1880s, the Navy was using 1873 trapdoors, a lot of them.
Yeah, wasn't the Mexican Army the last major force to use the Brown Bess? I mean,
yeah,
they kind of got them as surplus hand-me-downs.
Right, because when Britain had a lot of surplus stuff they wanted to get rid of so they could start moving into their new arms, they gave everything to Mexico. Because when Texas fought its revolution, the Mexicans were armed with Brown Besses. When the United States went in and took over Texas and California, we fought the Mexicans with Brown Besses. They had Brown Besses for a long time. But yeah, Hell on Wheels, that armor, God, he was terrible. I mean, he was just terrible. So anyway, that's my rant for tonight.
Well, I
Hey, they were
completely
giving
agree
out
with
they were
that.
giving out improved Henrys on that show, like you get a Henry and you get a Henry. They were all the 1866 models, and it was 1866, 67, 68, 69. But I mean, the quantity of them that were just coming out of crates every time you turned around, it's like, yeah, I don't know that they were that available. I don't know that they were that affordable. I would have expected. I did see a few other things in there. I did see an actual an 1860 Henry, but most of them were 66 models, and I don't know. I thought I'd see a lot more muskets or yeah. I don't. Trapdoor was still a decade away, right?
Trapdoors was 1873. And actually,
Yeah.
the
So
first
all right.
trapdoors were well before that because they started converting the Springfield muskets from the Civil War to the trapdoor system, and those were in 50, 70. And I don't know what year that was, so it would have been late 1860s. But yeah, the trapdoor, the 73 Springfield come out 1873. 1873 was a really good year for guns.
That's for sure.
You had the Springfield trapdoor, you had the Winchester repeater, and you had Colt Single Action Army.
But everything a man can need, 1873.
In one scene, I think he unloaded a cartridge revolver, and I'm thinking it's 1867, and the only cartridge revolver I could think of would be like the Volcanic, and that would have been a 22 long rifle, and this looked like a single action Army. Like the open top hadn't even been invented yet, so I thought that was kind of inaccurate.
They started making conversions because Smith and Wesson had the patent on bored through cylinders during the Civil War.
So that might have been Richard Mason that they were trying to.
Well, Richard Mason came in 67, 68. Thur, they had the Thur conversion before that because they played around with that. It used a brass cartridge that came in from the front because Colt had the opportunity to patent the bored through cylinder, and he did not take it. But anyway, yeah, Smith and Wesson got the patent on that, and that expired in 1873. Or no, excuse me, it expired in 1871, and that's when Colt jumped on, and then you start getting the open tops and the then you get the single action Army right after that. But this Uberti makes a copy of the Richards Mason, and the Uberti version, I think, is a little bit wrong. They've got this Richards Mason conversion, and it is a later model, but it's stamped patent 1872. So they're using the same frame that they're using for their open tops. The only difference between this one and the open top is that it's closed over the hammer, and it's got a dovetailed rear sight on the barrel. The Cimarron ones are a lot closer.
Okay, and I took a look at one of the Uberti ones at the NRA show this year. That's that picture I sent you. I think I was holding one or standing next to one at their exhibit, and see, I wouldn't even know to look for that to see that they're using the frame off the open top replica.
Yeah, well, the only reason I'm saying that is because it's already stamped 1872, which a Richards Mason probably shouldn't be stamped 1872 on the side. And then it's got 1871 stamped on the barrel. So that makes a lot of sense. You stamp 71 on the barrel, then you stamp 72 on the side. They didn't think that through on the Richards Mason one. But if you want to, let me grab this book here. Provided I can do it without breaking my arm because this thing's like a freaking brick. If you're going to do any buying of Colts, be it reproductions or originals, this is the book you need to get. And this is by Charles T. Haven and Frank A. Belden. This is the Colt Bible. History of the Colt revolver, and I mean this goes into detail about everything. And there's another one by a guy named Severn that's pretty good too. But this one goes into everything. And in fact, I can tell you when they started making the Richard Mason conversions. I just got to do a little reading here, so give me a quick minute. Everybody else got kind of quiet over there.
Yeah.
Do you need a
I
reading?
keep looking at the comments, but
I kind of haven't been reading the comments here for a few minutes. All right, self-exploding metallic cartridges. That one's a 32 rimfire. A 1849 pocket model, middle to late 1860s, so it'd be 65, 66. There's a Dragoon that was converted. They say all middle 1860s. Actually, your first self-contained cartridges were all rimfire, and then Central Fire came out. Central Fire actually came out in the middle 1870s, or early 1870s, excuse me, early 1870s. So everything prior to that was a rimfire. And a lot of your Colts are 44 caliber, 44 Colt or 38 Colt or something similar. Or 44 Henry. Some were 44 Henry. I'm going to find the Thur conversion. That's one that's 38 rimfire. It's a 51 maybe. Okay, here's one that's at the Richards Mason conversion, and it says it's marked with the 1872 patent. So apparently that is a conversion from 1872. And then the Thur patent, they were made from 1868 to 70. Okay, because yeah, it was 72 that the Roland White patent came out, so that's when they started converting, was in 72. So yeah, that is correct, and it should be marked 72. But anyway, this is the one that this one right here is the one that Cimarron's about to release here pretty quick. It's a conversion to the Pocket Police. And if the price is right, I'm going to invest in one. Be the first 380 I've ever owned.
Yeah, we're looking at getting a new 380 this year. We're looking at the Smith & Wesson Easy Performance Center model.
Okay. I've never
those are pretty nice.
anything smaller than a 40.
I'm thinking ahead. I'm getting nothing but older, so eventually the arthritis is going to get me. But I think for my wife, it would be a good handgun. She wants something light with low recoil and all that. And I don't know if she likes it. I think eventually we'll both have one. So,
Right.
I mean, you can get some higher performance self-defense ammo in 380 ACP these days. So it's not as limited as it was. But to get that centerfire cartridge in a reproduction of a 19th century revolver would be really cool. Kind of give you a best of both worlds.
Yeah. That's just not another one I got to reload for, but I'd just be cool to have version of that one. Oh, hey, Santee finally got back to me. I imagine he's telling me he's not going to be able to make it tonight. Yeah, he's not gonna make it in, so I'll get back to him here in a little bit. Oops. Yeah, for my everyday carry, I have a 40 Smith and Wesson by Smith and Wesson. It's the SD40, and I got another freaking train.
And that's all right. If I could get one come by, I'll go outside and we can duel.
Now, once they get past, my microphone don't pick up the sound of the train cars as bad, but them freaking engines are annoying. But yeah, I went with the 40 just because that particular model didn't come in 45. I'm not a real fan of 9mm caliber guns.
So have you never been tempted to go out and rob one of them trains rolling by?
After the neighbor got killed a few years ago when he tried to jump on a train.
Now, don't do it that way.
No, he got into some trouble and he tried getting away by jumping up on the train, and I guess he slipped after he got on there, and the wheels went right up his middle vertically.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm having to rethink that whole stagecoach thing too nowadays.
All you need is a burlap sack with 2 holes in it and a double barrel shotgun.
That's what I've been saying. But you know, them stagecoaches are armored now.
Yeah.
When you said that, the first thing to come to my mind was the war wagon.
I'd love to have a wagon with a Gatling gun attached to the top.
Yeah, you say that until you get the ammo bill.
Yeah, right. Somebody will loan me $45,000 for the gun and another, $100,000 for the ammo bill. I'll gladly buy one and do a video on it.
Oh, I was thinking a little bit more on the modern side. At the rate of fire, it's when it's driven by an electric motor, it's yeah. It sounds more like a cash register.
Hey, just a hand crank Gatling gun would be perfect to find. Just go choo 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 choo.
That's too modern for me.
Yeah. Come on, dumping 45, 70 rounds down range as fast as you can crank the handle. Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, the mechanism.
Right now.
The mechanism on one of those old ones and a modern one is the same. It's just the drive feature, manual versus electric. That's about it. And the feed's a little bit different on the old ones.
Right. Yeah, it's a gravity feed. Now they're that belt feed. They use a belt feed system. That disintegrating belt, just like on the other machine guns. Jake asks, Duke, you ever shoot a Gatling gun? I did one crank, 25 shots. Never had the chance. I'd love to have the chance to do it, but I've never had the opportunity.
Well, I've got 420 rounds of 45-70 loaded up, but I don't think that'd last long that way.
Well, that's about 3 minutes of shooting right there.
I think I got something, but if I had a Gatling gun, it wouldn't be much.
Yeah, it would go fast, that's for sure. And they say you can burn the barrels out of them Gatling guns pretty quick too, just because there's so much heat with them cartridges.
I think the most we ever put through a minigun at one point was 8,000 rounds, but that doesn't take very long. With the hand crank, yeah, I mean, you've got a lot more control over that, but still part of the concept is the spinning barrels. You're reducing wear and you're not overheating them, but I don't know, with that 4570, that's a black powder cartridge. I mean, and that's older, an original one would be older metallurgy. I bet it would have a an effect that's different than like on a modern one.
Well, black powder burns a hell of a lot hotter than any of the modern smokeless rounds. You take like my 73 single action, you fire 5 smokeless rounds through there, sure, the barrel will warm, let it completely cool down, and then you take 5 black powder rounds and go through there, you can barely touch the barrel. I mean, it's a big difference in the temperature in those types of rounds. And even with blanks, I've noticed blanks can get real hot too.
Well, full magazine on that Navy Arms 1860 Henry that I had, a 4440 black powder rounds. Boy, that got hot quick.
Yeah.
You got no
You gotta wear gloves when you shoot it.
Yeah, you would have to wear gloves with a Henry if he's going to shoot it for all day long.
Yeah, that just the first magazine. By the time you got to the end of it, it was hot.
Pat Putnam says black powder burns longer too, from what I've noticed. Black powder flashes outside of a cartridge faster, but I couldn't tell you when it gets in the cartridge if it goes faster or not. Then Terry Truthseeker says you can fire in Cody, Wyoming, you can fire a Gatling gun. Is that at the Firearms Museum? Because I'm going to be going up there at some point, and if they got a Gatling gun, I'm going to go shoot it, and I'm going to film it.
He's there.
And I'm going to be up in Du Bois, so that ain't too far from Cody. I'll just go right on up to Cody. You might have to take an extra couple of days off of work. No, I can't do that, but might have to leave my event that I'm going to a little bit early so I can go shoot the thing. Oh, 6-shooter Texan shared a link. I'm going to open it up here and see what it is. Then I'm going to have to. Oh, that's his channel, 6-shooter Texan. Hey, while I'm here, I'll just subscribe. Whoops. Now if I get everything opened up, back up again. Well, it looks like the wingnut trolls kind of slacked off here.
Yeah, I haven't seen one in a while.
Solient Green says that's on my bucket list, Cody Firearms Museum. Yeah, I'm going to be going up there here soon. I got to get up there and see it. And it's run by a real nice lady, from what I've told. I've got a buddy that goes up and does that. I don't know if he's on the live chat here or not tonight, but he goes up there and he knows some of the people up there at that museum. So I'm going to try to get up there here in the next year or two and do some filming, because I want to see their Colt collection, their Winchester collection and such. And Pat Putnam says that's because we're teasing the trolls. Nothing like trolling trolls. Yeah. Well, the trolls tonight, I mean, you know, there's been 2 types of trolls. There's the trolls that get nasty, you know, sexually. And then there's the trolls that we had tonight where they're talking about, you know, killing people, and that shit I won't tolerate.
Well, do y'all have any laws in your states against baiting trolls? Can we hunt them over bait?
Frickin' Colorado, they've got a law that does something for everything, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Probably. Colorado guaranteed.
In my state, I'm a troll by geography. We've got an upper peninsula and a lower peninsula, and connecting them is the Mackinac Bridge. So all the people in the upper peninsula say that the people in the lower peninsula live under the bridge. Hence, we're trolls.
Yeah.
They're just jealous because we got electricity and running water down here.
Oh, that ain't nothing to brag about.
I remember being in third grade in North Carolina, and we had a map of the United States, and they wanted everybody to write down the name of each state. You know, it's just a blank map, and all the kids in the class were saying, but there's 51 states, and we only know 50 states. And the teacher's going counting and double counting and triple counting, going, there are 51 states, there are 51 states. And I'm the only one, I'm waiting and I'm waiting. And like the teacher's assistant and the teacher both talking, and all the kids are, and finally I go, you know, raise my hand, and you know, they call on me, and it's like, Michigan has an upper and lower peninsula. It's like, you know, I'm not even from here, but since I had family up here, I knew that. So, oh yeah.
Good old public school.
And the story behind that is we traded Toledo for the whole Upper Peninsula. There was actually, I guess you could say, some sort of a border war down here back in the early 1800s, because Michigan wanted Toledo and Ohio wanted Toledo. And they said, let Ohio have Toledo and we'll give you this Upper Peninsula. And Ohio's like, yeah, take it. Nobody wants that crap, you know. And that's what ended up happening. But there was like an armed conflict over, I guess, because Toledo's a port city. But yeah, there's a little history for you.
Well, Spy Hunter 705 was saying that he's related to actor by the name of Don Collier, which I'm not familiar with. Maybe one of you guys have heard of that actor.
Yeah, I saw that comment too, but I don't know that name.
I'll have to look it up. Soylent Green says Ashley Hilbinski is the curator for Cody. She's pretty and smart too. Yeah, she's very pretty. Whoever married her was a very lucky guy because he got a pretty girl that likes guns. Soylent Green, my ninth history grade teacher, me and other kids had to correct. She was supposed to teach us World War II instead. Made her whole lesson plan on World War I. She has to watch World War II movies and documentaries instead.
You can catch that. You can catch that watching documentaries. They'll have B-roll in the background, and they'll be showing like trench warfare footage from World War I, and it's a World War II documentary. Or they'll be showing, you know, U-boat footage from one war and putting it in a wrong war and stuff like that. And it's just, you know, it's the same running stock, and it's just, you know, my wife, I'm always correcting this stuff on the TV. That's why I was asking you questions about Hell on Wheels. And my wife's just like, "Would you just enjoy the TV show?"
After 25 years, mine's quit asking.
I'm going to have to jump off, Duke.
Okay, we'll see you, Dustin.
Have to go up with the baby. Thanks for having me.
Yep.
And I will see y'all later.
Yep.
Take her easy.
Later.
You too.
Yeah, after 25 years, my wife's quit asking me to get over the little historical inaccuracies and everything so we can just watch the show.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, though, when we go to museums and stuff like that, I can point out some of the stuff from the TV shows or movies or whatever, and she's actually really interested in that sort of thing. So I think she just humors me sometimes. They all humor us.
Well, mine will tell stories about us going to Shiloh Battlefield and me correcting the tour guides that were on working for the National Park Service. I
was 16 or 17, and we went to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. They got a big air museum there. And they had tours, and you could just walk around. And I was the tour guide for my friends, and we're going around and say what this plane is and who made it and what war it was in and how fast it goes. And I'm just going around the whole place doing this with my two friends. And At one point, one of the tour guys walked up to me and says, "Hey kid, you want a job?"
I can think of worse things from to pull you over and ask you.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, I want a job that pays.
Spy Hunter 705. I just looked up Don Collier, and I know who you're talking about now. I just never knew his name, but yeah, I've seen a lot of movies that he was in, and he was in several John Wayne movies too. One that comes to mind is that he was in the War Wagon, one we was just talking about a little bit earlier. Jeremy Gunslinger says, "Can I get a link? I have a question for y'all." Yeah, I'll send you one, Jeremy. Means that Dustin jumped out. I'll let you jump on here, and then I think we'll cut this off at 11 o'clock my time.
Trapper Paul's asking, "What's your favorite Colt?"
Let me finish this here, and I'll get right back to that. So I don't lose track of what I want to do here. And send it to the wrong person. I'd say my favorite Colt would probably be. There's two. There's Patterson, and then there's Walker. And that's just because the Texas Rangers knew how to get after these things and take names.
The first and last thing entered my mind for favorite Colt to be the 51 Navy.
I like that one too a lot.
I just love the handling,
Mm-hmm.
the balance, and everything.
I pretty much love all the Colts, but if I had one that I would say was at the bottom of the list, I'd put the 1860 Army. Not really to do with it. It's just that the grip on it is a little bit different, but most part, anything 36 is going to be high up. The Walker is high up there, and then everything else, just kind of falls below that. So then the 51 Navy would definitely be my third choice.
For me, it's mostly the handling. Of course, I do like the 36, but it's mostly the balance of the gun itself.
Right. And the 61 Navy is a nice one, too. I really like my 61 Navy as well. With it and the 51, they're good guns.
Last time I had a 51 Navy, I ordered two of them at the same time from Cabela's, and they were $110 each, shipping and all. So it's been a little while.
Oh, it has been a little while.
That's about 2000, 2001 when I was still reenacting Confederate cavalry.
Pat,
I got a Griswold. He got a Griswold 36 now, but
I've thought about one of those, but I just can't bring myself to buy another brass frame gun. Pat Putnam says, "I got a ridiculous amount of 51 Navies." Well, if you got an extra one, send one to me. I can always use a new gun.
Yeah, I take extras. I like them. I don't want to see you overburdened with them.
Yeah, we'll gladly adopt, 51 Navies that can't be taken care of. It's kind of like adopting dogs. And looks like we got Jeremy. Hi, Jeremy.
Hey. Sorry.
You have that on too, huh?
Well, everyone else was wearing one, so I figured might as well.
There you go.
I have to get used to wearing it. I have to take this headband off for the movie I'm going to be in, so I got used to wearing a hat. And wow, God, how fuzzy it makes my hair. But yeah, my mother wants to get one of those little pocket pistols, but get it converted to shoot 38 special. Which one would you recommend for that? Like,
You aren't going to get a pocket-sized pistol converted to 38 special. It just will not work. The smallest gun you're going to get converted to a 38 special is a 51 Navy.
51 Navy, and just basically have to have the loading lever.
Yeah, take the loading lever off, and then if you want to shorten it up and make more of a pocket gun, cut the barrel down. But you're going to have to, and then you'll have to have the barrel relined. You'll have to line it so that it'll handle it. Because a 38 special is a lot smaller than a what we shoot a 380 or 375 round. Because a 38 special is a 357.
I'm trying to get it where I can keep an eye on the chat as well. But what I was planning on doing was basically getting the right size mold for it. I was going to use, and then just basically fire forming the brass, and then using the right size projectiles without sizing or crimping.
Right.
That would,
You might have to trim your brass down so that it would fit in there. But if you're thinking about doing that, I'd contact Gary Barnes. He's got a couple of black powder pages on Facebook. He could explain to you, and he does that for a living. He converts them, so that's who I'd talk to about it. Black powder pages on Facebook.
okay. Well, I wish I hadn't let the wife walk with the Navy now. Well, ex-wife.
Go over there and get it back.
Shit, I ain't dealing with that crazy. I've already had enough crazy in my life the last couple of days.
Brother, if that's all she took, let her have it.
Yeah, it is, because in Arkansas, because she bought it for me before we were officially married, she got to keep it. But that's okay. I got her laptop. I've got a whole bunch of her jewelry I bought for her that I'm selling off. I got to keep the wedding rings, all the movies she says were hers, a lot of her expensive clothing.
Well, sounds to me like there's a Navy in there.
Yeah, you can train her and say, "Hey, you want some of your stuff back? I want my Navy back."
There you go.
Oh, she's already sold it. Right. She's nice.
Well, in that case, you're screwed.
If
You can sell all that stuff and get your own Navy again.
Oh, that's what I won't be doing. But what she doesn't understand is before I gave it back to her, I took out literally all the work I had done on it and all the parts I paid for. It was not working when she got it.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm a little vindictive.
So not to get too personal, but how's that other girl working out?
She went a little too psycho crazy for me.
Damn.
Oh, she was already talking about marriage like 2 days after we were dating.
Yeah, that's not too psycho crazy. That just means that, well, yeah, that's psycho crazy.
Oh yeah, it's a little too fast for me. But no.
Just remember, marriage is the number one cause of divorce.
Mm-hmm.
Just like living's the number one cause of death.
Yep, exactly.
And guns don't kill people. Husbands that come home early kill people.
Damn Skippy. Damn Skippy.
Oh, that's great.
Soylent Green, I don't know if y'all have seen this, ask, so a black powder cap and ball butt line with a stock, how long is the barrel?
12-inch barrels, I think.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're like 12. I think I've seen one with a 14, but that was like a custom build, I think it was.
Long enough to need a forearm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
But you don't want a forearm on a black powder revolving rifle because then you put your hand up there in a chain fire. Goodbye, fingers.
There you go.
There you go.
That looks better now.
Got my little Sharps carbine here. I love this thing, but I hate to clean it.
Well, it's easy to clean. You just drop the block down and then you run it back to the barrel.
Yeah, you getting to clean it from a back side or the front side. You got choices, brother.
Yeah, try and get in here to the trigger. Trying to get up in here. This screw, I don't know how well I can see it. That screw right there is locked in there. So there is not, I cannot get it out. And I've almost destroyed the screw trying to get it out. And there's rust starting to get up in there. And I'm doing everything I can to get the rust out.
I'll start soaking it in Ballistol.
Yeah, I've got, that's why I bought some. Oh, you know how I was having that problem with the Remington on our last stream? I'm living on my couch right now because I can't go to my room. I got it perfectly fixed now.
Nice.
I had. And I got bored and made this for holding my cartridges, either paper or for 45 long Colt. Just a little thing with a flap over it to hold them in there. I gotta get a button on it. Yeah, I've ordered an actual whole rig, and I'm still waiting on that. Like 6 months later.
Yeah. It takes a while to make leather stuff, especially if you don't do it as your primary job and you're just on the side. It's not as easy as people think.
Well, no, he also does like small movies and stuff like that, like music videos and other things. So when you get like a $4,500 order compared to a $400 one, the $400 one can be it's done as soon as possible, and the $4,500 one done is 2 weeks. Which one are you gonna get done first?
Whatever brought the most money, I do first.
And he's been keeping me informed and everything, and he does great work.
How much for it again?
A rig from. Oh, I got one thing. He sent me a. I'm looking for him. Hold on. Yeah, Leonard Ray Lay. Reed Lay. You'll probably see him a lot posting in like Facebook gun goods and stuff.
Say his name again.
Leonard Ray Reed Lay. Picture is a double rig.
Oh wow, yeah, he makes one kind. I like the picture of that girl that he's got toting them pair of holsters on. Wow. Oh yeah, they're more like a Buscadero rig.
I just ordered a plain Jane one that some cowboy might have had. Nothing too fancy.
How much did you pay for it?
Well, it's a double rig with 40/40 cartridge loopholes. About 400 for Remington.
Holy shit! I got it. Historically accurate.
He has no refund policy, so I can't get the money back for him.
Oh well, I hope it works out.
Oh, if it doesn't, I'm getting, he's got a few more months before I'm saying yeah.
Yeah.
Told you.
Because to be honest, I'm starting to get a little fed up with the wait.
Jeremy, right there is what you need with that sharps, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I bought that for, is when I had my last sharps. Had the little wood block in it,
Yeah. Right now, I'm gonna be turning this into something similar to it. Just putting that way I can keep extras at the bottom. I can just have it be removed, and there it is. And that way I have extra percussion musket caps right here as well. It's all in one.
You got a cap pouch on there too.
Yeah, I was going to have one of those, and then just funds ran out.
A little fur in there.
Yeah. I kind of made one for my little. I made one. It's not the best. I mean, cheap over couch leather.
No, man, that'll work.
I used cardboard, sandwiched two pieces of that thin leather together,
Yeah.
and that weather stripping.
Yahtzee.
Sew that into there. Use the sticky to hold it in place, and then use sew it into place, and it's pretty stiff.
Yeah.
But it reach my fingers in there, grab, pull out what I need.
Well, listen right here. I don't know if you can tell it or not. It's got that like fur or whatever in there.
Yeah.
The caps get down below that, and it takes you a second to dig them out, but it does kind of keep them from jumping out when you open the cap. Open the lid.
I just ripped the fuzz out of mine, but I'm going to be using the cartridges.
I kind of like it in a way. It does slow me down just a little bit, but then I don't lose any.
Right, yeah, keep them from falling out, but this is going to be used for a cartridge. This is not a cap box anymore. This is a cartridge box.
Gotcha. But, of course, now, see, I'm carrying mostly all federal stuff, but you see what I got here on the belt plate.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. This is captured stuff.
Yeah.
Don't need to be portraying a damn Yankee.
Oh, no.
Now, mine's all captured stuff.
Good.
That's why I have a Sharps. It's captured. It's a
Yes,
captured.
sir.
And that's actually historically accurate for my family. That one of my great grandfathers captured a Sharps off somebody.
There you go.
Captured a Remington, and just every time he found a Remington, just kept the cylinder and kept it loaded up when he needed it.
Well, my particular field of study has just been Western Theater Confederate Cavalry, particularly like under Forrest mainly. And there's a lot of times that they come across stuff or they captured stuff and used it. Of course, that as long as they had the ammunition for it.
Yeah.
They had times they could lay hands on guns that they couldn't feed for very long or feed at all, and therefore they wasn't worth much.
So you study like Glorieta Pass, then Western Texas in the theater?
No, when I say Western Theater, I mean Tennessee, Alabama, Kentucky. Western Theater as opposed to the Eastern Georgia, Carolinas, and Virginia.
Yeah, Duke, I was thinking of Messia also.
No, I ain't got out that far.
There is the far Western theater, the Civil War.
Well, one time this was the Western frontier where I'm at right now.
Right.
That's true.
And you had Sibley and Canby facing off at Glorieta Pass for the control of New Mexico territory, and would have been the control of the Colorado territory had the South prevailed.
Well, back then, that was actually the Confederate territory of Arizona. They had it split north-south instead of east-west, if I remember properly.
Yeah.
Remember correctly. That pass, I think, is now part of the Organ Mountains National Monument Park, whatever it is now.
I think it's Pecos National Park.
Okay.
For a little while, where I'm at was considered the frontier. Then it moved over towards more. Everything started moving towards Fort Smith area because of the Indian Territory area and the policing that needed to be done out there. So it became civilized for farming area.
Right. Well, during the Civil War, we had a bunch of Confederate, I guess you could call them skirmishers, kind of cavalry skirmishers. They came up and they played hell in Colorado, and they got blamed for a couple murders. Then you had, same time of that, you had the Espinosas going around killing a bunch of people. They went on a mass killing spree in the during the Civil War. Then you get Sand Creek takes place right out here during the Civil War. So it's pretty active out here in the 1860s.
So I really have never paid any attention, I guess, to anything further west than maybe Lawrence, Kansas, and that was only on one day.
I had a couple cousins at Lawrence.
From what I've been able to gather, the one that stole the carbine, who's I'm actually directly descendant from. He went to Colorado, Kansas, Georgia a lot, and then after the war, he went to Fort Smith, was a marshal there for a little while, and they just kind of had some kids, and then just kind of disappeared off the face of the earth.
Let's see. Trapper Paul asks, how often do you clean your guns that are just sitting in the safe? I keep mine in gun socks and clean them about once a month. Whenever I clean a gun, I really oil the crap out of it, so that way I don't have to clean it again if I don't use it for a while. But if it starts to rust or if I notice any rust forming, I'll strip it down and clean it again.
For me, because I'm in Arkansas and the weather shifts a lot, so I either turn my heat on or my air conditioner on. I just have to keep an eye on if you do bi-monthly or monthly sometimes, unless I have to take it out. I go shoot it, then I clean it right afterwards. Unless I fall asleep. Hey, you two. Bull, JT, stop it.
What's a gun safe?
Something I need to invest in.
Yeah, you and me both.
It's the portable gun vault.
I was going to buy a gun safe until I watched a video on YouTube of someone getting into one in less than 5 minutes.
Well, my worry is not so much somebody getting into it. My worry is if my house catches on fire.
Well, if mine catches on fire, I'm getting new guns.
Yeah. But, no, I told myself I was going to buy a gun safe this year, but then I got thinking, I ain't got a freaking place to put it in this house that I'm at. And then I realized that I needed to get an 1866 for this event that I'm going to be doing in July. So the gun safe's probably going to get put off again, but I really need to get one.
Yeah, every time I get close to buying one, it's always another gun that gets it instead.
Yeah.
You can find nooks and crannies in the house, at the end of a hall, in the corner in a room. I'm standing between two of them right now, and I've got a reload bench and reptiles and an elliptical down here. So we got more safes upstairs. As a matter of fact, we're getting a safe for my oldest son for his graduation present. He just finished high school today. So for his graduation, he's getting a gun safe because it is one of those things that it's really easy to put off. And you put it off and you put it off. And you life gets in the way. You pay bills, you get another gun, whatever it is. And then, one day you say, man, I really wish I had a gun safe. Well, I figured that'll stay with him forever. You know, my second wife didn't want my first safe in the divorce, so you know, because it's heavy. So I'm pretty sure he'll get to keep it. So. I mean, I'm not wishing that on him. You know, life happens.
Right. Hell, I didn't get the big reason I haven't got a gun space yet is because, like I said, in my house, I can't fit the big one that I want. I want one that's rated to fire up to 130 pounds. But the one I was looking at is about 500 pounds, and I have to tear out my closet and my bedroom because that part of the house has a concrete floor. My office back here where I'm at now doesn't have a concrete floor, and I'm pretty sure that's goes right through it.
I've had my heaviest safe is 550 pounds, and it's got double fire rating on it. And I've had it in a couple different apartments, a couple houses, and a trailer, and never had an issue with it. You know, you have to take the door off to move it. It takes two guys, but
the other big problem is getting it in the house. I've got a major door big enough to get it inside.
That's money rolling.
Yeah.
Oh, but here's the thing. I love this Sharps because you would figure because it's a big caliber, it would kick a lot. Not really, because the weight makes up a lot. Takes a lot of it absorbs a lot of the recoil, I should say. And my brother doesn't like the way this right here is. The straight back stock. He wants more of a pistol. He wants to try to grab it like this to shoot it.
Got to learn to just hold it, shoot it.
Yeah. Well, and the first time he shot it, he had it just right, and then he went to go to readjust, and it slipped down, and that tore up his short shoulder. That corner right there.
You want to really have a fun wake-up call is shoot a crescent butt plate.
No, I'm good. I've done that once. No.
I did that on a freaking 54 caliber muzzle loader one.
That's what this is. But what I find funny is if you look at the 52 calibers, Sharps, they're actually not 52 caliber, they're 54 caliber. And I don't understand that.
There's a difference between measuring in the grooves and measuring the lands, ain't it?
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah, that's probably just about right.
Mark Hubbs dropped a mold that I'm going to be trying to get here for the Sharps.
If I had a Sharps, I'd be getting one of his molds, but all I've got is the revolvers, and I think he's got about all the revolver bullets he can do for a while. A picket conical on a Walker.
Yeah, I've got one of those right here. I tried to powder coat them. It did not work out too well.
Yeah, and I was told powder coat doesn't work as well with black powder because I thought about trying to do that with my Sharps.
Yeah.
That damn thing.
No, it needs to be soft with black powder.
Yeah.
I didn't know if powder coating would work on soft lead or not.
Well, if I had done it right, it probably would. But I'm gonna try it, send it anyway to see if it messed with it any. But what I found, my cylinders are the mouth of them are 451 and 452. They're a little. I could take one of these conicals for the 45 Colt and load it into the shave a ring of lead off.
Huh.
So I'll probably try that and compared to this, see if it messes up the accuracy any. Well, as soon as I can get the strength up to go, to the range.
Right. I gotta get my membership, so I ain't renewed my membership yet this year.
All right, guys, it's 12:30. I think I'm gonna head off to bed.
We'll see you, Squib. See you, Squib.
Take it easy.
Thanks for the invite. You guys all have a good night.
You too.
You too.
Yeah, at the moment, the only thing I'm powder coating is my 45-70 bullets. And I went and bought the Harbor Freight gun, and I'm spraying them with a, doing it that way.
Right.
Well, it was just something I never done, and I wanted to try it. I found some cheap powder, and I tried black, and it did not work too well. Well, it's on there, but it's just not evenly done.
Yeah, black's what I'm having to use the Harbor Freight gun for.
So I might have to get the gun to get it to work right.
Well, I don't know. I know black didn't work too well tumbled, and for me it didn't work at all using 45-70. But when I went and got that gun, it works great. But of course now there's a lot of powder waste.
Now, how do you powder coat a bullet?
Well, I'm laying mine on the little tray that goes into the oven, and I'm putting tinfoil over the tray, and I'm setting the bullets on their backsides, all facing up.
Right.
And I'm spraying them with my gun, and then putting them over into the oven. And now the bases aren't going to be coated that way, but it's not going to matter. And that's how I'm doing it.
Is that like an enamel paint, or is it a specific type of powder?
Well, what I'm using is just the Harbor Freight's black. That is, I don't even know exactly what the chemical composition is of it, but it is, I can tell you this much, it's freaking tough once it's been cured 15 minutes at 400 degrees. And what I needed desperately too is that Lee 405 grain bullet that I'm using, 457, was actually just a little bit small diameter for my Marlin 1895 CBA. That powder coat is jacking it up about 0.002 roughly. And now I've got a good seal, and I was getting bad lead, and now I'm not getting any lead at all.
Yeah, and with mine, it seems like I don't really need that extra. So I would have to powder coat my 45 Colt. I would have to get a smaller projectile.
Well, you actually don't have to. Here's what I tried. And this, your mileage may vary, but I've got some Lee sizing dies too. And I actually tried this the other day. I took one of my 45-70 bullets, which actually measures out about 4.58, 4.59 after it's been powder coated. And I ran it through a 4.52 sizing die, and it sized down, didn't take any of the powder coat off of it whatsoever. It worked great.
Sways.
Okay.
Yep. Exactly. Swaged it down.
Yeah, it probably elongated, probably a little bit longer than it was to begin.
It probably is. It probably would be just a hair.
Yeah.
But now that 45 coat, I would expect that if you sprayed it and you didn't need the extra diameter, you powder coat it, didn't need the diameter, you could probably run it through a 4.52 sizing die and be just fine.
Yeah, I need to get me some sizing dies. Just before my mold starts getting wore out, and I get some weird, or if I get some weird ones that are the correct weight.
What mold are you using?
The Lee 210 grain 4.52 mold, double cavity.
I'm using the 4.52 255 RF, which actually weighs at about 263.
Well, it says 200 grain, but it actually drops at 210.
Yeah.
Like almost consistently, and I'm running pure lead.
Right.
I mean, it's pure roofing tin.
Yeah. That's what I run if I'm loading black powder loads in a cartridge gun. I will cast some out of soft lead for that. But the rest of it, I'm probably casting too hard. I'm casting them out of wheel weights.
I was gonna cast up a small batch, like maybe 10 of them, and see if the cartridges I can get away with using them a little harder out of a cap and ball cartridge converted.
Yeah.
Just see if it's going to take my rifling away. And I figure after 10, you will kind of see if anything's happening or anything in there.
West Community Ridge says hi, everybody.
I West Community, especially considering I won't be running it off of 6 grains of Trail Boss.
Yeah.
Which is about as high as I'm going to go. Out of the Remington, it gives me about 900 feet per second. And that's what I have to have to hunt legally here with the pistol as my sidearm.
Just for the information.
Huh?
Civil War cap pouch is capable of holding 12.45 Colts.
Sweet. That's good information.
That is.
Yep, I got them all stuck in there.
There's probably that's for the musket, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the musket. My supervisor at work, he was getting rid of a bunch of his some of his Civil War gear beings. He's moved out and he's doing fur trade area. And I told him I was needing a cap pouch, and he said he had an older, cheaper one that he had when he started that he sold to me. So I using that because when I go to do this reenactment that I'm going to do in July, it's 1870, so we're going to be portraying early 1870s buffalo hunters. So I wanted to have a cap pouch for carrying my cartridges instead of a cartridge belt.
Oh, I have a question. Didn't they have something similar to this around that time? Like they took like the old.
Yeah.
And it's for the pistols, and just take the wooden blocks out and just throw loose ammunition in there.
Yeah, they had specific pistol pouches, ammo pouches that for paper cartridges. But you could use them for brass cartridges.
Okay. I want to make sure I wasn't getting too far out of historically accurate with my movie rig, because it's supposed to look kind of like it's made about as historically useful, but at the same time made from scrap parts.
Right.
Best
thing you can do is go online to tandyleather.com. Usually they have 8 to 9 ounce double shoulders on sale. About $44 a piece. Order you one of them and get you a couple good patterns, and you can make whatever you need to. You need, of course, get a few tools to work the heavier leather, but it doesn't take much to get started, and you'll have plenty of leather to make several holsters and all kinds of stuff. And for $44, you get a really good deal.
Yeah, just getting that extra money right now. I'm going to be missing a week of work. But also, I found out that a 20 gauge brush will work for a 54 bore. I never knew that. I'm like, I could not find my 54 brush that I had bought during muzzleloader season. I'm like, it's about the same size. Got it wet and tried it. It worked.
Yeah, that's what I used my 54 Pedersoli flintlock 54 caliber. It was 20 gauge brush.
20 gauge was 62 caliber, but
it works good.
If it works, it works.
I mean, see if I can get the show. I can't tell if y'all can see that or not.
Not worth a crap.
It says 20 on here, and this is a brand new right out of the box. It's dirty. I had to get the rust off of it.
As long as it works, it works.
It's tight.
Well, that's the way I wanted it. So it would clean
Yeah.
better.
And see, with that sharps, you can get away with that. I wouldn't do it on a solid based one because you might not get it back out again.
Yeah.
I learned that one the hard way with a muzzle loading rifle. I got a copper brush stuck down in one, and I damn near had to pull the breech plug out to get it out.
That's if it's something like this, I just put a little powder behind it and make sure it's down all the way on top of the powder and just get it out. I get it out the fun way. It's better than not being able to use the rifle. Even if it blows up, I hold the string.
West Covina Ridge has got to sign off. He says if we're on for another hour, he'll see us later. We're going to call it in about 15 minutes. I'm not doing another 6-hour chat. I got to get I'm not staying up that late because then things start going downhill.
Yeah.
Jeremy can testify to that. Michael can testify to that. We broke all the rules.
Yes.
Yeah, like I said before, the first two I don't mind, but that one on politics, I hate when we break that one, but that's all right.
Yeah, it seems like after 2 hour, like rule book out here, just gone.
Yeah. That was the first live chat I got a bunch of dislikes on.
That's probably where all these trolls are coming from now.
But yeah, it's I just keep politics out of it. Because, we got people on here that's from both sides of the aisle. As long as we all agree on one thing and we enjoy shooting guns, I don't care.
Yeah. Michael said we had fun though.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. That was fun chat. But I was regretting it the next morning. I was damn tired. I wound up sleeping until damn near 8 o'clock.
I woke up with a hangover for the first time ever.
First time ever.
Yeah. Usually I don't drink. I don't get that drunk.
I didn't think you was drunk when we was on the chat.
It's called whiskey and the coffee.
Oh.
Well, at 4.5 hours, you didn't seem like it.
Well, I continued drinking after the live stream as well.
At the end of it, I was so damn tired. I probably seemed like I was drunk.
Well, hell, I've been drinking since 1:30 today.
Yeah.
You've had more practice at it than me too.
A lot of practice.
Well, when I was in college, that senior year in college, I'd drink 2 PBR beers for breakfast, and then I'd drink one on my way to class. I'd have one after class, depending on how many classes I had in the morning. I'd come back to the apartment. I'd have 2 to 3 for lunch, go back to classes, have one between classes, come back home and finish out the rest of the case.
Well, if you can count beers, you're doing it wrong.
Right.
Well, I spaced out long enough that. What's funny is the most I ever drank, I got into a drinking competition, and one buddy of mine in college knew that I could drink a lot, and he claimed that he could drink a lot, and he challenged me and said I couldn't drink as much as him. And we was in a little bar in Beulah, Wyoming, where the population's 3, and they've got the best bar I've ever been to. But anyway, we started drinking. We went toe-to-toe for a while, and pretty soon he come up to me, and he says, "Hey, Duke," he says, "I'm on beer 6." And I said, "Well, shit, I'm already on beer 10. Well, he finally got caught back up to me, and we both went head-to-head for 25 beers. And this is in a period of about 2 hours. And I finally had enough, and I told him, I said, we need to up the steak. So I told the waitress, I said, bring 12 shots of vodka and 6 shots of peppermint schnapps. And I did. He got 3 shots of vodka down before he passed out. I did all the rest. And I tell you what, the next day I was fucking feeling it.
I bet.
But I remember very clearly that I couldn't stand up hardly. I remember very clearly the ride home because every time the designated driver hit a bump, I screamed, "Oh, sweet baby Jesus," because I thought I was going to freaking puke. I very clearly remember going in the bushes and peeing while trying to stand up because I didn't think I could make it to the toilet and pee in the toilet. And after that, I don't remember that, but they told me once I got in the bunkhouse we were staying at there, they said that I quit stumbling and I walked a perfect straight line up the stairs and I never missed a step all the way up and I crawled into bed and went to sleep. The next thing I know, it was 10 o'clock the next morning.
I think the only time I've been in a drinking contest, it was over pure vodka. I have sworn off vodka since then. I don't remember that night or the next day.
I'd swear it off too under those circumstances.
Yeah. But anymore, it's been so long since I've, drank a lot of alcohol. If I take 1 6% beer and chug it, I cannot drive. I can't even hardly walk.
Well, believe it or not, I really don't drink that much. You can drink constantly and not drink a lot. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, you sip on it.
Yeah, that's all I've been. This right here, there's not even a whole half a pint gone in that. And I opened that last night.
Well,
of course, that's not counting all the rum and all the beer, but
Only time I like beer anymore is when I'm having a nice steak.
I like beer with anything from hot buttered Pop-Tarts to spaghetti to cereal. I don't care. I love it.
If I'm buying the beer, I don't drink a lot, but if I can find free beer, I'll drink as much as I can.
Yeah, that's usually how it happens, isn't it?
Yeah. I actually take it back. I've been drinking a lot of beer here lately because my uncle he bought a case of cheap beer and I got into where I drink mostly soda, but when I go over to his house, he don't have soda or water, and I don't drink out of tap around here because the water locally here is just terrible. But so if I go over on my days off at 8 o'clock in the morning, if he ain't got anything or I forget to take any water with me, I'll open up and drink a beer. But that's the most I've drank in the last couple of years. Has been the last month that I've been home. But yeah, I still got left over from last year that I bought from South Dakota.
No. Usually, nowadays, one of those big bottles of Jack Daniels will last me a month and a half.
I can't drink Jack anymore.
It's either Jack or moonshine. It's the only thing I don't want to drink anymore. Or Marlboro Berry wine.
Once I was in college, when I was first legal to start drinking, I had a nasty breakup with a girl I was dating at the time, and I decided I was going to get drunk, so I went and I drank an entire fifth of Jack in about 30 seconds. And after I puked that shit up, anytime the smell or taste of Jack Daniels, I get the taste of it on my tongue, I just start trying to puke.
A fifth in that short of time should have just about killed you. If you hadn't puked it up, it probably would have.
I don't remember much for about 2 days there. I got 2 days that I lost.
Yeah, I had a buddy we carried to the hospital back when we was teenagers. We was about 14 and we were going to graduation parties for the seniors.
Yeah.
And I can very clearly remember him not breathing on the way to the hospital in the back of a pickup truck riding about 15 miles, alcohol poisoning.
Yeah.
Now he lived, but after that, drinking constantly or not constantly, but drinking a lot and drinking a lot fast is a very different thing.
Well, I think what saved me is that, right after I drank all that, I puked most of it.
And that's it. That's it.
But yeah, I mean, I blacked out. I don't remember what happened for 2 days. Everybody around me said they didn't know I was drunk. Apparently, I was still able to function. It was my days off.
And that's what's dangerous.
Yeah. There's times, especially with beer, when I get drunk on beer, most people don't know I'm drunk.
When I'm drinking beer, it takes too many to get me to a good place. You know, it just doesn't seem like it has the same. It does not have the same alcohol content, and it just takes. Where I can have like 5 or 6 cups of coffee mixed with Jack, compared to a half a case of beer. I'd rather have that. You know, and reach the same position of just relaxed.
Well, wine's a different story. When I drink wine, I get stupid.
You don't need to drink one of my Marbleberry wine. You'll get stupid quick. It don't matter who you are.
Well, I found this wine store that had that Kangaroo brand wine or whatever that Australian wine is. It's real cheap. You get it for like $2 a bottle. I found a bunch of that on sale, and I bought a bunch of it, and I took it to the apartment, and I drank 2 of the bottles in about a period of an hour. And my roommates, I blacked out. I don't remember. But my roommates told me that at one point I was trying to pick how a whole buffalo would charge, and I put my head through the door of the microwave.
Sweet.
Yeah. And then when they told me I needed to go to bed, I told them, I said, well, I got to pee first. Well, I couldn't stand up. I couldn't walk, so I took off running, and I ran to the bathroom, missed the toilet, and I landed in the tub, but I managed to get my pants down and then wiggle myself around and lay over the toilet with my head in the tub, puking at the same time.
You know, that sounds familiar. I might have been there.
I don't remember any of it, but that's what they say I did.
I ain't never been out west, but I think I was there for that.
I do remember I woke up the next morning with my pants down around my ankles, and my roommate said, yeah, he said, once I got done peeing, I managed to crawl out of the bathtub, and I crawled into bed, and that's where I stayed.
I hope they bleached the tub.
Oh, well, they left it for me to clean up next day. We had 2 bathrooms in our apartment, so it wasn't a real big deal, but that was all right. I remember my roommate, when we first took him out when he was turned 21, he told me, he said, yeah, I'm just going to have a few drinks. I ain't going to get too wild. Next thing you know, we're walking back at midnight. I mean, he's puking every step of the way, and he's telling me, oh, don't tell people I got drunk like this. And then every person he meets, he's, I'm drunk. Oh, that was a fun night, too.
That was my brother the first time he got drunk, but he got drunk off rum. Rum makes people do stupid things when they get drunk off of it.
Oh, yeah, I've been drunk on rum, too, and I got stupid then. I just felt like with wine. So
Pack a bunch of whiskey on top of it.
yeah. Oh, God, that's another night. It's a wonder I didn't die from alcohol poisoning, because they told me I drained about a half a jug worth of rum, and this was not the cheap rum. This was high dollar shit. I felt that guy had brought that to that place, and then once I got started on it, I didn't quit, and I drained the whole bottle almost.
I don't drink like I used to when I was a kid or when I was younger. The older I get, the more the next day hurts.
Yeah, I found that out. That's why I quit drinking. The last hangover I had was so goddamn bad. It lasted for 3 days. And I didn't even get that drunk.
Last time I got stupid drunk, I said, I'm not drinking a half a gallon of vodka. You can sure that I ain't drinking vodka no more.
Yeah.
I know. I got to a point where the vodka, because it was cheap vodka. And you know how cheap vodka burns as it goes down, no matter what kind of chaser you have. Yeah, I got to the point where that didn't burn no more, so I just started chugging it like it was soda or water.
Well, I remember a couple parties in college that I went to where I was drinking Everclear like it was water.
Surprised you're not blind.
Well, I'll tell you what, after about 4 or 5 shots worth, definitely feel it then. I never did puke on Everclear, but man, I sure got toasted on it. Burns like a son of a bitch too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I drank maybe 2 or 3 shots of it, and no more, because I'm afraid of going blind. My eyesight's already bad enough.
I think that's probably what started improving my eyesight because my eyesight was terrible. And then after those couple parties with Everclear, all of a sudden my sight started improving, and now I'm getting to the point where another doctor thinks probably in another 6 years I won't even have to have eyeglasses.
Well, sometime after I passed 40, I've started needing reading glasses.
I've had to have glasses since I was in 4th grade, but right now I got contacts in. I've gone to contacts, and I like them so much better.
Once I get past the end of my hand, arm's length, freaking eagle-eyed, I can see like crazy. But up here close now, that's something brand new to me. Just has come on the last couple of years.
Well, every time I always tell when I gotta go see the eye doctor because it gets to the point where I have to take my glasses off to see.
Well, there's worse problems to have if your eyesight's getting better as you age.
Yeah. My left eye is starting to get better faster than my right eye, so I'm hoping my right eye will catch up here in the next year or two.
Keep drinking whatever that is.
Yeah.
I can't. Out to like 25 yards, it's all a blur, but past that, I can see perfect. Unless I've got, unless I've got like a pistol in my hand, I can see perfectly with my glasses off, looking down like that.
Well, Vinicus Souza has joined us, but unfortunately, Vinicus, we're getting down. We've only got about 2 minutes left here, and then we're going to cut it off because, like I said, I'm not going to run another 6-hour chat. So any questions you folks got out there you want us to answer, get them posted here right quick, and then we're going to shut off here in about 2 minutes.
Yeah. I'm hoping my next live stream will be and go from as long as we can go on Google Hangouts.
Yeah, 8 hours is what they allot you.
Yeah, supposedly it's supposed to be up here soon, but rumors. It used to be only 4 hours that they allotted you. Then they jumped up to 8.
Well, I'm greenhorn at all this. This is the first time I've ever used it.
Yeah, well, it's working out pretty good, so maybe we can have you on here again.
Well, I appreciate the invite.
Night, Pat.
Yeah,
He's
night,
gone.
Pat.
Sorry. There's a little bit of lag on mine. On my end. I'm sorry, guys.
No worries, don't worry about it. I don't get so panicky about that.
He just told Michael to aim to misbehave.
Yeah, I see that. All right, gents. Well, I'm going to shut her down for the night. It's 11 o'clock according to my computer. So thank you, Plowboy, for joining us. Thanks, Jeremy, for coming on.
Appreciate you having me.
You bet. Well, this was a good chat. And as I said earlier, we're not going to be doing a live chat next Wednesday. I'm going to be indisposed. Unless I wind up getting that night off, we might do a impromptu one. But don't count on having a live chat next week. But the week after that, we'll resume. It'll be the same time, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. right here. And we'll see who we have on for guests. So thanks all for joining and watching. Thanks again to Plowboy and Jeremy for joining in. Y'all have a good night, and we'll see you next time.
Later, y'all.
Providing I can get this thing shut off if I find my mouse. There we go.